The Archipelago Randomizer mod has had many updates since our first go last year, so here we go again. No! I played a whole year of messed up Stardew Valley, updated for 1.6, and this time almost everything has been shuffled. Think the museum, crafting, cooking, loads of other stuff. And we've added some extra mods to the mix, like Distant Lands, Electo the Witch, and the Archaeology skill. There are a whole bunch of Stardew mods compatible with Archipelago, and can have their content shuffled too. Definitely check that out if you haven't already. All of the mods I'm using in this run are linked in the description, along with a video that contains a screenshot of the settings I used this time. But for the most part, if it can be shuffled, it has been shuffled. Oh my god. And despite what I might have said last time, I did include the arcade machines on Victory's easy mode. Let me tell you, it did not feel easy for me. Anyway, I hope you're ready for some shenanigans, all of which were streamed by the way, so if you can't get enough, definitely check out the VODs playlist to see every second of our gameplay here. But with that now over with, let's get going with our first day on the Muddly Muse farm. Waking up in the house, I actually randomised whether or not I would receive some sort of starter pack with some extra items, but I didn't get them this time. The standard items used to include a calendar and a telephone, and then I got 15 hay at the end there instead of parsnip seeds, which was our indication that we're going to be playing on the Meadowlands farm. I randomised that too. I'm not on the farm right now though. This is Haley and Emily's house I live in, so my house unfortunately has opening times. Gotta get home by 8 PM. This is about the only thing I knew in advance so I could make the thumbnail for the streams. I didn't actually clock onto the hay telling me which farm I had at first. It was at this moment that I found out. Okay, we got the Meadowlands farm. We got the Meadowlands. I've been so excited about this. Oh. Wait, what does that mean? Ship sanity, rice shoot. Oh, I need to ship this. Oh, I need to ship all the seeds. Yeah, one of the options I chose was ship sanity everything. That means if it can go into the shipping bin, it has to go into the shipping bin, even if it's not displayed in the shipping tab for perfection. I did shuffle the seasons too, but as you can tell, we've started in spring, which is where I'll remain until we unlock any other. I went to meet Biscuit and Honey, my chicks, and cleared out some farm debris before checking what's in the farmhouse door. We have the roll of a lifetime. That's incredible. Hi, Pierre. Grass starter recipe is a drought trap. Oh yeah, all the traps I put on nightmare mode. We'll see how much that decision bites us in the butt. I mean, hey, put it this way. If I was going to do this kind of thing, I wasn't going to make it easier than last time, right? The farm cave is now home to Haley and Emily, so I guess I kicked them out of their house and banished them to a cave? Bit of a funny turn of events there. And before leaving the farm to check out any other doorways, I wanted to empty my inventory so I could pick up the forage. My problem at the moment is that with the crafting recipe shuffled, I had no access to making any sort of storage solution, so piles on the floor will have to do for now. No shipping bin yet either, also gotta find that one. Inside Marnie's door we have Clint's, so easy access to geodes. Take that he's our neighbour, although he does have some really good rewards for us when we can afford them. Inside Jodie's house is the Jojo Mart where I can buy bigger packs of seeds I've unlocked, which at the moment is none, and instead of the clinic, this door leads us to the Shipwreck Walnut, which looks a little bit different because that's not a walnut, that's 2 hearts with George. Yep, I've shuffled the walnuts too. Instead of Pierre's next door, we have the Walnut Room. It's cool I can access the key quests on day 1, but since they're targeted at endgame activities, I had no luck with these at all for a while. Even accepting this Junimo Kart one here, I didn't end up doing it. It was wild seeing the perfection tracker say 0% though. George and Evelyn's front door opened up to the spa entrance, and in the locker room was the railroad cave which teleported me to Leah's cabin. And Pam's trailer is looking a lot bigger on the inside than it is on the outside because this is now home to Marnie's. Harvey now lives in the saloon. Then Lewis's place bamboozled me here because inside this door is Willie's shop, except Lewis was visiting today. Oh, Lewis is here. Wait, Lewis... I just got thrown off. That wasted enough time for me to be locked out of Clint's door, but we can still get into the library, which is now the casino instead. Next up, the Jojo Mart entrance, which just had the singing stone puzzle. I went for this there and then to guarantee another check. It did take me more attempts than I want to admit, but I wasn't expecting what happened next. Yes! We did it. Hello? How do I solve this? It's in the wall. What do I do? The chat suggested I try scything out bounds. I don't particularly want to use exploits, like I won't be using the chair skip into the secret woods for example, but this felt like a necessary emergency use. I don't know at what point I can move. Damn it. It's gone! Oh wait, hang on. Oh, I could have just left the room. At that point, my home was locked, so I was going to have to pass out. But to not waste any remaining hours, I returned to the farm in the dark to plant the rice shoots we picked up from the bus stop, as well as any mixed seeds which at the moment will only grow forage until we unlock some actual crops. Day 2, I continued the tour of the map since we ran out of time yesterday. Starting with the bus tunnel, we have the updated witch swamp from the Distant Lands mod. Forgot to empty my backpack before I left, so I struggled for foraging space. I was not passing up on a morel. Of course, we won't be able to enter the witch hut until we have some void mayo, so I left that to pop home and empty out my items onto the ground, then walked up to Robin's where we can find the gem bird puzzle. What would have been the easy walnut was instead a jukebox ring. Any physical items, by the way, I won't receive till the following day, and that'll be through the mail, though a non-functional jukebox ring isn't exactly an early game win we're hoping for. Linus's tent had better news for us though, because here we can find the community centre. All the rooms are technically unlocked, but I'm still going to have to get the mail from the wizard and actually meet him to be able to submit any items. I made a point of checking Clint's whilst that door is open, only to find the Gourmand cave, which sucks. Then it was over to the beach to get the fishing rod cutscene. No rod for me though. Instead, I'm going to get 50 iron ore tomorrow. The mining goodies were a weird coincidence because instead of Willie's shop here, we've got the mines. It's awesome that we've got them early, but they are kind of far away, and rather than getting the rusty sword from Marlon, I unlocked pepper seeds, which I can't even grow this season. That means I'm going to have to defend myself with my scythe for the foreseeable future. Those are all the entrances I currently have access to, so I began a foraging walk. I dug up my first artifact at the beach, stocked up on spring onions at the forest, and I didn't forget to go back for the forage in the witch swamp either. Then made it home before the door was locked so I could have a free night's sleep. I got the wizard's letter on day 3 so I could find out what's inside his tower. This is now the sewer, so we can befriend Krobus nice and early. Of all the wares on offer here, it was the Queen of Sauce TV channel hidden in the crystal floor recipe that would be most important for now. Only 500 gold too, though I don't have enough at the moment. The other sewer door comes out at Leah's cabin instead, and once again we're out of new doors to check for now. With so few options for quick progress, my best bet would be to hang out in the mines, even if it's not a good luck day. I'm not gonna lie, this was a little bit torturous between my lack of storage solutions for all my tools, and my scythe being my only weapon. On this day, I hit level 1 mining, which will send us some calico eggs instead, and getting to floor 5 does not allow us the elevator. I got an archaeology level instead. I'm really excited about adding this mod. I enjoyed my time with it in the One Life challenge, but this is another decision that's gonna make my life so much harder. You'll see why soon. I even made it down to floor 10 today, but again, no elevator, it's taxes here. That's all of my money! Can I have a refund? The chest wasn't much better. The seafoam pudding recipe is kind of useless till I can have a fishing rod. Mindful of the time, I called it a day there so I could make it to bed. Clint was waiting on the farm the next morning to talk to me about a furnace blueprint. He left without actually giving me the recipe though. Typical Clint move, that. I collected my recent rewards from the mail, all of which had to go on the ground. Then I brought my bed with me to place in the coop because May, who you might know as my mod and also creator of the One Life challenge, gave us a great tip that a recent Stardew patch allows you to sleep in any building that isn't someone's home. I can actually live on the farm now. I learned the Book of Mysteries power for collecting my first chicken eggs, and got another power shortly after whilst wandering around foraging daffodils. A slight speed boost from Way of the Wind too. I don't think I'll tell you about every check going forward, which if you didn't know, a check is basically us doing something to cause an unlock, reward, or trap of some description. There are 2,195 checks for this seed, so if I tell you about every single one of them, we'll be here forever, and I think this video is already going to be long enough. Anyway, today was another for the mines, gathering copper ore for Clint. As much as I hate Clint, doing the bulletin board requests the checks too, and I don't have too many places to earn those right now. I got all the copper I needed by the late afternoon, then caught Clint on his way to the saloon. The boulder removed? Wait, we got panning? That's helpful. Makes a nice change. The boulder will be removed, but the cutscene will be a check. Oh, I won't necessarily get the pan, will I? I forgot about that. Look at all the stuff everywhere. I need a chest. The rest of this day was mainly chopping wood towards a future beach bridge repair, though some of it did go on my first craftable. Can I craft something with wood for a check? I've only got... I forgot I've got this as a recipe. I'm going to bed. Oh god, it lasts so long. It lasts so long. On nightmare mode, the debuff traps last all day. Thankfully, we can just sleep this one off. On day 5, I could look what's inside the mines entrance now that Jojo removed the boulder. I got the copper pan cutscene, but as I said yesterday, this is also a check. Though I didn't get my pan, I got a shuffle trap. This was actually a best case scenario shuffle trap whilst I don't have any chests, just a mild inconvenience, for now. There were a number of locations I was hoping to see inside this mines cave, but it was none of these. Okay. Well, I can't exactly do these just yet. We know where the Mastery Cave is now. Going in and out of the bus stop triggered the community center cutscene, so I could enter that building, but all that was in here were 2 more walnut checks, one giving me the minus treat recipe and the other freezing me in place. Given that this will last the rest of the day, I'm gonna need to pass out. There is a sleep command for these sorts of situations, but it was bugged for me because nothing happened when I tried to use it. We think this is because I put my bed in the coop instead of my house. This does get fixed later, but for now, I just use my tools to exhaust myself horrendously early at midday. I began day 6 with spring onion picking before handing Krobus a gift to slowly work on their friendship. I'll be getting checks every 2 hearts with each villager, so it's in my interest to chip away at these, and I have turned up the friendship gain a little bit to help. I found a few unmet villagers in town, still haven't finished the introductions quest, but the main one I was worried about here was George, who isn't outside all that often, and I no longer know where he lives. So I scampered off to the mines to hunt down one final slime for the Adventurer Guild initiation, rewarding me with a mining level. Having come down a whole 5 floors to find one, this was actually worth it. Not only that, but I can now find out what lies within the Adventurers Guild. Disappointing just to find the bugler here, but at least I can look in the chest at the top which didn't have the dark talisman. It contained mahogany seeds, allowing us to access hardwood with a basic axe. Even more significant were the Elliot hearts I just got. His cabin is now accessible, but for tonight I stayed focused on the wood chopping for the beach bridge. Day 7 I planted those mahogany seeds I now had from the mail. Then I was hoping to catch George on his way to Pierre's for the Sunday service, but that won't happen today because it's raining. I was showing my available crafting recipes here, and happened to have the cherry bomb materials on me, the first craft giving me a farming level, so we can have access to scarecrows tomorrow. The main things I'm hoping for now from checks are any of the chest recipes, and the shipping bin, but I suppose the tulip bulb here might be nice, a crop I can actually grow this season. Elliot's cabin eventually unlocked at 10 AM, now home to the clinic, not useful to me for now. I didn't fancy another day in the mines, so I hung out on the farm clearing more of the land. At the very least, this will progress the foraging XP, but in the middle of this, I realised I haven't given Lewis his birthday gift. He was at the saloon at this point in the day, and whilst I don't know where that is, he will have to go home at some point, so I waited outside so as to not miss out on this bonus friendship. Ah! Lewis! Hi! Hi! Birthday! Not enough for a new check, but it's something. On day 8, I had to hunt the piles of goods on the floor looking for my coal to craft a scarecrow. I planted the tulip bulb from the mail whilst I was searching. I did dig one up above the farm pot, thank you. See, this is one of the beauties of streaming this. Somewhere above the pond there is a piece of coal waiting for me. Yes, there is! I just threw the wrong thing on the ground. How much fibre do I need? 20. Boom. 4 mystery boxes and 5 mahogany seeds tomorrow. Wonderful. I'm gonna put you here. Ah, basic fertilizer, thank you. Where's my sap? I can't find anything. I need to like collect everything and pile it all up. I think my sap's on the doorstep. Oh, a star drop! We get a star drop tomorrow. I don't know whether to hint the chest recipe because like I want to hint the chest recipe, but what about like the other types of chest recipes that I can get? Because if I hint that one, but what if the other ones are easier? There's the stone chest, the regular chest, and then the big versions of both of them. I checked the key quest now that it's a new week, but neither of these are any good right now. So this was another day stumbling through these early floors in the mines, where I can gather loot, resources, and XP in both combat and mining. My small backpack half full of tools was still messing with my loot goblin brain though, so I did resurface to the beach to leave another dump pile out there. Just a lucky lunch recipe down here today, nothing immediately useful. Day 9's breakfast of a star drop should fuel me well for the day. No, really, it tastes like waffles. I combed through my floor belongings for a spare topaz for Clint. Oh, there they are. I was planning to bring it down there with the mystery boxes I just received for opening, but I decided to hold off on that until I get a chest, just in case something happens for me to lose everything here. I foraged in the forest first, gaining 2,000 gold, which I'll get in tomorrow's mail instead of my next foraging level, then once again defaulted to a day in the mines. I managed to push all the way down to floor 15 this time, where all I got was a roasting. Okay, what do we get? Burnt. Great. Yep. Love that! That was amazing. That was so worth our time. I mean, we have to get past it anyway. I did attempt reaching floor 20, but I had to leave on 17 to escape the bug swarm. I wasn't up for dealing with them with my scythe, especially with the burn reducing my defense. On day 10 I collected 2 grand from the mail and took it straight into Pierre's for the backpack check. I'll be getting a cheese press instead, and now I'm not risking losing it to taxes. Again, not what we're hoping for. In that time, Marnie appeared at my doorstep with a potential pet. I got help from the chat to name our new furry friend. Chaos the cat. Very much suits the playthrough, and aren't cats just the cutest little chaos goblins anyway? I waited in perfect stillness outside Vincent's house for him to emerge so I could hand over a birthday daffodil, birthday. And the friendship gained from that and an axe upgrade. I don't think I originally intended to go to the mines again today, but this copper gathering quest should actually be doable, so here we go again. In the midst of this, we thought maybe I could try hinting the shipping bin. Even if I can't store my stuff, at least I can get more checks this way, and within those, there might be some sort of chest recipe. You can't afford the hint. 219 points? The hint cost is usually about 10% of the total checks, which with 2,195 this is way too expensive considering you get 1 point per completed check. We'll be able to solve this later though, because we have the awesome main dev for the Stardew Archipelago mod, Kaito Kid, hanging out in the chat helping us out. I had more than enough copper by the time I left that evening to find Clint. A golden walnut, okay. Amazing, yes, thank you for that. I really needed that right now, very much. On day 11 I headed straight for Cindersap Forest, not only for the spring onions, but also to collect Robin's lost axe. I still don't know where she lives, so I'll have to catch her while she's outside at some point. I mostly just wandered around town today handing out a few gifts, not forgetting Krobus in the sewers, then returned to the farm to chop the hardwood stumps and some other debris. Robin was outside by this point. Robin! Robin! I have your axe, Robin! Gift. Flint hearts, ugh. Progressive dagger. Okay, we have a weapon. The dagger I got from that the next day was an iron dirk. It's only the first tier, so it's not great, but it's stronger than the scythe. I then went to grab my next lot of spring onions when this happened. Dicky spot. Wow, turtle. I mean, that's going to be good for later. I'm going to be happy that I have that later, but right now, useless. This is when I got a hint that calling Marlon might be worth it. We have his number from day 1 on Archipelago, and he can home deliver not just death items, but anything we've unlocked. This includes a rotating supply of each type of weapon, so there might be a marginally better dagger on offer, since there are multiple tier 1 daggers. He had the elf blade here, but I have no money. Nice to know the options there though. With the Egg Festival tomorrow, I sold my copper ore to Clint so I can have some money for any potential checks or goodies at the stall. I can't smelt this till I find the furnace recipe anyway, and we still have access to more. I wasn't happy with the amount though, so I went home to collect my eggs to sell to Marnie, but it was quite the battle with all these floor items. Right, if I try it with this one... Oh my god, I can't cope. I'll get there. Run? Right. Marnie, right? Maybe Pierre does? I know Pierre buys sap. I'm pretty sure he buys sap. Take all of these off of my hands. Oh, there we go. We've got money now. Now just don't unlock anything else in case I get taxes. Looks like my storage struggle got to other people before me though. I convinced you? What did I convince you for? Oh no. Give one chest even without quick start? I love that. That's so funny. It was at this point Kaito Kid decided that nobody should have to endure this scattered item hellscape, and thanks to this experience, everyone will now start with a chest along with their phone and calendar, even if you didn't opt for the extra start package of items. I went through this so you don't have to. I went to bed early this day knowing that our next best chance is the Egg Festival. Choose smaller mod for the... That meteor? It was indeed. Oh, I got an egg. Oh! Hello there. Okay. One tile away from disaster. Imagine if it blocked me in the coop. I chopped wood at the bus stop to stay productive whilst waiting for the festivities to begin, then headed on into that festival. Alright, first things first. Coffee maker. That's kind of nice. No strawberry seeds is a little bit bittersweet, but the coffee will make good gifts. I also met George for the first time to complete the introductions quest, which boosts everyone's friendship, so I'll get an extra reward of some snake milk. Screw the retaining soil. I did hit a couple more friendship milestones here, so I can expect a free scarecrow and another 2 grand in the mail tomorrow. Now for the egg hunt. Come on, shipping bin, shipping bin, shipping bin. With a whole dozen eggs when the time ran down, I easily secured that win. What did I get for my efforts? Pineapple seeds. Pineapple seeds. No. I'm going to bed. Plus a little passive reward. Progressive blood pressure? Correct. The tulip had bloomed on day 14, getting us 1500 gold. Then, in collecting my mail rewards from yesterday, I placed my coffee machine in its usual spot on the farmhouse doorstep, ready to provide us with daily gifts. The rice was also harvestable, granting us a prize ticket. I would be more excited about this, but we don't know where Lewis lives either. I went out to hunt for a fresh daffodil for Haley's birthday, and whilst I couldn't find any, I was reminded that there were probably some in the beach pile of stuff. Handing over that birthday gift simultaneously completed the How to Win Friends quest, so not only did I get 2 real hearts with Gus, I also unlocked the fish pond. The first of each unlocked building is free, but I do have to ask Robin to build it. Not that I know where her shop is yet, so not much we can do with this for now. Talking to Haley again pushed her to 4 hearts, unlocking another reward. The Progressive Lost book refers to those books in the library, another building I haven't located, but I usually pay no attention to these in any other playthrough, so I thought nothing of it. I was much happier with the rhubarb seeds I unlocked for 2 hearts with Linus. I might not be able to buy them without knowing Sandy's whereabouts, but I do get 1 pack in the mail tomorrow, and since I actually have some money, I bought the Queen of Sauce channel from Krobus, another source for checks instead of the recipes they usually provide. I wanted to spend some of the rest of my cash on more tulip seeds to grow, but in Archipelago, Pierre has a much more limited stock, including the stuff you've unlocked, so he didn't happen to be carrying the tulip bulbs this day. I had to get them from Geode instead, who only sells them in bigger quantities, which is fine. It's farming XP and gifts, and these aren't that expensive either. I grabbed the TV from my house next door to put in the coop for easy access, then got all of my tulips planted on the farm, completely forgetting to water them when I went to bed. The following day's rewards added to the florage situation, but I did get that rhubarb seed planted, hopeful for an extra check from harvesting it before the end of the season. This day marks the start of the salmonberry's fleeting appearance, so I wanted to take advantage of some free and easy food. That wasn't until I got distracted by a bulletin board quest I could actually do. I brought a coffee to Harvey in his cabin on my way to the mines. Key seasoning? No. And got straight on with speed prodding the green slimes with my weak dagger. Kill the bugs as well, why not, for the XP. Oh, there's an ancient seed. Hehe. Not that I can donate it, but it's still gonna be good. It took more of my day than I'd have liked to find all the slimes I needed. I was really hoping to hand my tulip to Evelyn as a loved gift, but she already went off home by then. So back to the farm I went to dump more stuff on the floor. My florage I guess covers all of it, but my flyberry, my florzium, my floordrobe, and my flantry. Had a bit of deja vu on day 16, knocking salmonberries off bushes, then getting sidetracked by another slime hunting quest. I did hand in yesterday's as I passed Lewis here, and just got another prize ticket that I can't yet claim. I got done killing the slimes quite a bit earlier this time, early enough to catch Evelyn tending to the town flora to hand her that tulip, better than it just resting on the floor. I picked more salmonberries the rest of the day, stopping in the sewer with a gift along the way, and so reaching my next friendship milestone with Krobus for 10 tree fertilizer. Getting them in the mail the next morning was great to accelerate the mahogany trees for hardwood. I had to pop to the beach to pick up the leeks I left here ready for Evelyn's mail request, then Lewis was outside on my way back up to complete the second slime hunting task. Slime incubator. I didn't let myself stray too far from the town centre, just talking to and gifting the passing villagers whilst waiting for Evelyn to emerge again so I could give her the leek she asked for. I got real hearts with Electo, who I hadn't met yet, as well as a treasure chest. Unfortunately, this is just that item you can sell, rather than being any usable storage. I was starting to get super tired in real life and needed a way to end this first stream soon. Without any storage, the initial plan was to leave the game running until the next stream, the next real life day, so I didn't have to log out and lose all of my floor items. So what we're doing here is arranging what I could find on the ground in a way that I could take a good thumbnail from it. I was then urged to go check the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow before I sleep. That only appears on the 17th of spring. Ooh, 34 seeds. Okay, I mean it was a check. I can't do anything with it, but it was a check. I had one more trick up my sleeve, with the Queen of Sauce rerun being here for the Wednesday. Energy bonus. Love that. Alright, oh I didn't pet the chickens. Alright, let's go to bed. And then I got more bad news. I might be screwed on the logout thing. Oh no, is it going to time out? Extended outages can lead to crashes, so in theory you'll be fine. Oh, what should I do? Should I just like pick up some items just in case? 20 hours offline seems risky. Well, I would have to play at least one more day, with my first order of business making sure I pick the most important items that I definitely don't want to lose. Mainly artifacts, but the biggest save here is that I'm gonna need to be changing the cost of hints, which you can do in the server's config. Is there a way to cheat a couple of chests and then delete them later? I'm not willing to do that. Kaito came to the rescue with the command I had to enter, changing the cost from 10% of my total checks down to 3%. The Archipelago room page only shows up in the place you created it though, so I had to run and do this on my editing PC. That's okay, I think I can get another point from Pam today. I only have a salmonberry for Pam's birthday, no parsnips here, and whilst the apricot sapling and mystery boxes aren't what I immediately wanted, I could now afford the shipping bin hint. 2 hearts with Emily. Friend her right now. I fetched a topaz from the farm and hung around near the door she'd soon exit from, and I didn't get the amount of friendship I needed just yet, but it was a reachable goal that I was determined to keep streaming until I hit for this day. Might as well hand out some other gifts whilst I'm out too. Coffee? my god. I've never lost my mind so much in this game. Oh my god, I'm gonna throw up. It's not a recipe, but at least it was one place to store my stuff, which I gotta wait for its mail to arrive tomorrow. And with being a normal sized chest, I'll still probably need to lose some of the items on the ground. They won't all fit, but I will lose way less. A day like this warrants an early night. And so on day 19, I sifted through my mail to find the long-awaited prize. You are gonna go right here. It was a bit of relief though that I had a couple of placeable items that didn't need to take up slots, and even used up the basic retaining soil for the same reason. I took some time agonising over which items I wanted to keep safe. Easier said than done when I need to ship everything at some point, including trash and stuff. But I prioritised the things that I might need lots of, or things I'll have a harder time re-obtaining later. And rather than sacrificing the items I won't be keeping, I sold off what I could. Then, to push on with Emily's friendship, I ran into her door until she was ready to leave. Open the door. Gift. Oh, thank goodness. I went to bed pretty much immediately, so that I could wake up on day 20 to my first mine elevator from Caroline? I mean, that's not what I was gonna say, but it was a nice bonus. No, I was on about the freshly constructed shipping bin. Seriously though, I'm so glad this isn't one of the buildings we need to ask Robin for. Still have no idea where she lives yet either. Time to ship one of almost everything I had. Well, not everything. Like I kept the museum pieces for now, and the pineapple seeds since I can't get more of those yet, but anything else I can submit for more checks. You must use the shipping bin to defeat the darkness, yes. I also popped into Pierre's to buy one of everything in here that can be shipped, excited to see what we'd get next when the floodgates open overnight. I did buy the drought trap as well. I've not even watered my crops yet anyway, and this still contributes a point towards hints. My next stop was the beach to scoop up whatever I'd left there, which was going to take more than one trip. Amongst those was a gift for Shane, and on my way to see him I got jinxed by Alex for reaching 2 Archipelago hearts. Shane wasn't even home when I got there. Seems he was already en route to the saloon. Now I thought Shane liked forage. I give him salmon berries and stuff all the time, but it seems what I had on hand wasn't included in that. Oh, he really doesn't like dandelions. Okay, that did not work out. No check for me there then, but I could make up for it by completing Linus's request for an earth crystal, and he really made up for it. Here you go. Greenhouse! We've made up for it. Then when I got back to the farm, I slapped down my apricot sapling in the ground, having already forgotten I should wait for the greenhouse. Then, in trying to be mindful of the chest slots, I got the amazing idea to store a couple of my gems in the gembird puzzle since I only have one of each anyway. That's 2 whole spaces saved. After one last sweep of the farm floor items, I was ready for my overnight check-pocalypse. Oh my god! I couldn't scroll through the in-game chat at the time, so let me play it back in slow motion so you can see the sheer scale of what we're dealing with. I also should mention here that since the game generates mail before it looks at your shipping, you do have to wait a whole extra day to receive most of the rewards and traps from the mail, but things like friendship and levels take effect immediately. Almost 9 grand for all that stuff was nice too. The meow trap, however, that one did trigger instantly. It will go away eventually, don't worry, and I can edit it out for you in this video, which is nice, but you do have to feel once or twice what we're experiencing. Is it actually a meow trap? Oh goodness. Oh, I'm slimed as well. Awesome! I was going nowhere fast on day 21. I collected my Queen of Swords reward order of a slime press before checking my chest for whatever items I missed out on shipping yesterday. Watering my crops at snail speed was particularly painful today, but I still added to it a bit by buying some newly unlocked kale seeds from Pierre. That's pretty much all I did this day. I wanted to sleep off the debuff in game, but I'd also been live almost 5 hours by this point, about 2 more hours than usual, so I needed my bed in real life too, but of course not before one more last batch of shipping unlocks, including my first fishing level. I don't even have a rod yet. Feeling fresher for day 22, I was ready to sift through the mail avalanche and collect all of my rewards. Let's have a look. So, oh yeah. Oh no, my crops have gonna... my rhubarb's not gonna be done. Bit rude that my very first one was a trap that winds the time back on my crops, but there were some good things in here. I got another chest! Oh my god! Yes! More storage! Maybe we'll just stick it in this corner with the other one. Oh my god, we got another chest. Aquatic sanctuary. Oh, fish storage! There we go. Heavy tapper, wonderful. Actually, that's really good because we can then... Boop. Oh, I've got a traveling merchant on Wednesdays now. Cinder shards, which we need to ship. Yam seeds for the full... Oh, we've got the greenhouse, I keep forgetting. Progressive pan. Ooh, we have the pan now. Thought I'd just give you a few highlights and spare you hearing about all 47 things individually. Amongst those were even more new items to ship. Then I chopped down the big mahogany trees, now obscuring my view. Now that I had some storage, I felt better about opening my mystery boxes, hoping to find some useful items here, but there wasn't much variety, and it was mostly stuff I already had, and more importantly, no sprinklers. I was going to have to water by hand even in the greenhouse for now, and thanks to a 1.6 edition, I could also pick up my apricot sapling and bring it in there with me. I didn't want the cactus taking up a planting space, so it got a pot of its own, but fair warning, at this point I confused it a bit with a tea sapling and didn't think it needed watering. I will correct this later. All I really had to plant in here were my summer forage seeds and a few single crops, but at least I'm not locked to the seasons anymore. Here's all the news I got overnight of varying usefulness, which as a reminder I won't receive for an additional day, but the mayo machine is of most interest here because then I can make a void mayo to give to the henchmen in the swamp, and find out what's in the witch's hut. We've got Krobus in the wizard tower where I can buy some void eggs, but we thought it might be a good idea to hint a coop upgrade to see if an incubator would be closely on the horizon for an unlimited supply. I am going to need several after all. It told me I had to read on foraging, and what I thought this meant was to find one of the new 1.6 books related to foraging, so I just had to wait for that. I wasn't sure when I might come across one of those books yet though, so I decided not to wait around for it. I also purchased one of each of the void and solar essences for shipping, but it was just the one void egg for now for that mayo. Not much else I wanted to do today besides hand out some gifts, and I can't resist finding myself some gifts along the way. Ooh, crispy bass, I'm gonna be shoving that in the shipping bin. For my efforts today, I reached 2 Archipelago hearts with Maru, unlocking a rare crow, 4 with Evelyn, increasing my travelling cart stock size, and 2 with Sam for 3 bombs. Even with the extra shippables we found today, not a whole lot of stuff to be excited about from those besides maybe the deluxe scarecrow perhaps. However, the mayo machine had arrived in the mail the morning of day 24, so I could get that void mayo going. You might have also noticed it's my first travelling merchant day. This is unfortunate. It's the flower dance today, so I can't get to her, and she'll be closed when the festival is over. Not the end of the world though, especially because Pierre had 2 checks for me, and whilst they weren't anything I desperately need, they weren't traps either, so I might as well grab the hint points. No need to spend money on the actual rare crow either, I've been sent one already. Checking my friendships, it looks like Elliot is the only one I can dance with because I need real hearts with villagers to be able to get a yes. I hit 2 milestones here, both the 2 and the 4 archipelago hearts. Confusing, I know, though not any rewards I was really after. Talking to everyone, I also reached 4 archipelago hearts with Harvey for a seed maker, then for successfully dancing for the first time, I'll be receiving 8 frozen geodes. Don't think I touched on this, but I set my festivals to hard, which means not only do I need to attend them all at least once, I also need to do well at them, which in this case means getting a dance partner. The only thing I have to say is like, the girls get pretty flower dresses. Why do the guys have like Jojo uniforms? Jojo sponsors the dance. I didn't go to bed when I got home like I usually would. The void mail was ready and I wasn't waiting another second to pay off the henchman. Here you go. An auto better! Oh yeah, I don't actually get in here, I forgot. Oh wait, I do. Oh, we have the Pirate's Cove, that's so funny. Okay, cool. I'll come back for what usually would be the walnuts when it's not basically midnight, but I did squeeze in one last check before bed from the Queen of Sauce. Rusty key! Wait, that's huge! Okay, see, this was worth coming to bed on time for. Win. Oh no, bark trap. Stone chest. Okay, we've got another chest. Mahogany seeds, monster muss. 5 grand. Amazing. Amongst my day 25 rewards was my first auto petter. All I gotta do is decide whose house to put it in, because it basically pets its residents for extra friendship, and I ended up just going with Haley and Emily's cave for its proximity to them. This only works with the people who live there. When I eventually finished sorting my items and watering the crops, my first port of call was the Pirate's Cove to dig up the walnut in there. Fishing level! Wow! Then it was over to the bookseller to see what I can afford. Given that I had less than 7 grand, and the books are quite pricey, I wasn't expecting much, but we also have to bear in mind that not only do I need to read each one for a check, I also have to ship one of each of them too. With a price catalogue at 3,000 gold, I could afford 2 of them. Reading one got me a quality bobber for my non-existent fishing rod, and we'll find out about the shipping one later. Next up I needed to know what was locked behind that rusty key. Oh, we have the wizard basement, and then what's upstairs? Oh. That's very inconvenient. Why is that inconvenient? Well, firstly, these aren't useful locations, but secondly, I also needed to check the forest sewer entrance, and this put me at the complete opposite end of the map. When I made it to the forest, I dug up a keg order, great for future new shippables, and inside the forest sewer entrance, we have the museum. Yeah! I'm coming back with some artifacts. And we can get all of our geodes open now, it's actually worth it! And I've missed Clint for today, but back to the farm I went to collect up any other museum pieces, though most of the minerals I was hoping to wait for a Crystarium for so I could duplicate them first for shipping and potentially crafting. With my settings, I get a check for every museum donation, and I went for the ancient seed first, knowing that chances are I won't get the ancient seed recipe, but I wasn't expecting my crops to ungrow, and I didn't get anything useful at all from these. Not even the prize ticket whilst I don't know where Lewis lives, though speaking of prize tickets, I did go claim the one behind the bookseller, just in case it was a check, but it wasn't. In a funny turn of events going to sleep that night, I unlocked the ancient seed recipe after shipping the price catalogue. Gotta wait for it to arrive in the mail for an extra day, but I just thought this timing was hilarious. Desert walk totems were a much bigger deal though, very excited for those. My keg arrived on day 26, and I wasted no time in getting my first item brewing, some juice which will be ready in a few days. I didn't have anything better than a coffee for Pierre's birthday, but that didn't seem to matter because I got 2 new checks for the Archipelago hearts I gained. The extra keg might be nice, but I'm not bothered about the rice shoot. Then I came back out to Demetrius on the doorstep. The choice wasn't hugely relevant since this doesn't actually give us the bats or the mushrooms. We'll eventually have both. It does give us a check though, so I picked the fruit bats anyway and got an archaeology level. Time to open all of those geodes now that we have the museum, and I was glad to have just received another stone chest in the mail so I could dump off the minerals right outside the door. Still rocking the most basic backpack, and thank goodness for the fast animations mod making geode opening much less tedious. I think I forgot to mention this in my top 10 mods video, but I now can't live without this one either. My first donation run was largely unhelpful. No! I had all that friendship go away. That hurts. Why am I carrying an egg? Where did the egg come from? Both a pariah trap undoing my friendship progress, and a shuffle trap which shuffles all of my items everywhere, including all of my chests, which is why I'm now holding an egg. This one's only this bad in nightmare mode, and you'll see just how much of a nightmare this one is later on. Right now it's just a bit of an annoyance. Oh no. Having to kind of reorganise did throw me off task, but to be fair, I didn't have a huge amount I actually wanted to donate this time anyway. As I mentioned before, I want to wait for a Crystarium to duplicate my minerals before donating in most cases, as I need to ship them too. Just the slate left to donate today, but all I got was 15 mixed flower seeds. I chopped more hardwood when I got home, which passed enough time for the pirates to arrive at the cove for some games of darts. Instead of the walnuts, I got a coffee bean, the pizza recipe, and the last one will actually give me a golden walnut. I noticed some forage in the backwoods on my way out of the bus tunnel, and when I went to grab it, I got the pariah trap again. Most of my villagers were already at their minimum anyway, so perhaps the timing wasn't so bad on this one. I can't end a day like that, so I brought 100 hardwood to the stump to get it fixed. This was a check in itself, and each of the raccoon bundles will be too. Now we just gotta see what we get for tonight's shipping. Thumbs up for the weapon upgrades, but another shuffle trap looming in a future mail is not a good feeling. Day 27 was when I unwrapped my desert warp totems, along with a bunch of other things of course, like the coffee bean which I planted with some hyperspeed grow in the greenhouse. I crafted some bait for an easy scythe upgrade, then it was off to the desert with one of my totems. With only 5 of them and no other way to the desert, I need to be careful with these, but it's a great opportunity for new forage to ship and a couple of entrances to explore. Sandy's shop now gets me into Robin's. We know where to find her, but it's through Maru's side door, which means I can't actually access the counter until I reach 2 real hearts with her, and I gotta find those in the world somewhere. That makes the perfect candidate for my next hint, the most reachable apparently being to craft a stone fence. Usually that would be easy, but I don't have the recipe yet, which comes from level 2 farming. No idea where I'm gonna find that one either. This was enough of a distraction for me to forget to check the Skull Cavern Cave this time. I pondered this a bit whilst delivering Emily a birthday gift. I only had a coffee for her. Wasn't willing to give up any of my gems, but decided it was worth spending another desert totem in case there's something important in that cave. Leo. Yes, I will have some cranberry seeds. Didn't come away empty-handed, I suppose, and I'll come back at a later date with my axe for the other walnut in there. A lot of the rest of this day I wandered around kind of aimlessly debating on what to do next. I did check the boat room though to find it still locked for now. Running low on largemouth bass. No. Krobus has love gifts on Saturday sometimes. We go visit Krobus. Of course I brought Krobus a gift too, then bought the 8 frozen geodes and went back for all the spaghetti shortly after to ship one and save the rest for Robin. Day 28, the last day of the season. Shuffle trap incoming. I did also have some good things in there like a scythe upgrade and a better new club. Or wrench apparently. Brilliant. This shuffle trap is like the worst thing ever. I love it. I visited Clint again that morning to open the mystery boxes and frozen geodes I just got, but with all the minerals being my first, there'll be no new donations from these yet. I then crafted my new wicked statue recipe, only getting some fiber seeds. Having recently found a few new mine elevators, there'd be some definite checks waiting for me here, like on floor 20 where I got some deluxe retaining soil and a few omni geodes. I wanted to push through more floors again as well, reaching level 2 combat on the way for 5 more golden walnuts. And on floor 25, I'll be getting some monster musk followed by a damage bonus for slaying 50 bugs. Have I talked about the monster slayer goals? Instead of one check for completing the whole monster slayer goal, I have multiple, roughly 20% of the way through each time. More opportunities for rewards, but also more opportunities for traps. Not only a loot goblin, I'm a chaos goblin too. I continued down to floor 30 that night where I got a mining level, and even reached floor 35 getting the diamond hunter book power, that now I can get diamonds from regular rocks. It doesn't stop there though. I ended my night all the way down on floor 40 for 2 new checks, 10 hardwood and some Vincent hearts. I passed out in the rain, my sleep command's still not working just yet, and in Archipelago, you get asked which season you'd like to play next. I haven't unlocked any other seasons, so we're gonna go through another spring. What's interesting about this is because it's spring year 1 again, we get this screen which says first night. I don't think I've ever seen that before, so that was kinda cool. First thing on day 29, I put some effort into reorganising my chest. I originally wasn't going to bother for when they inevitably get shuffled again, but this was hurting my brain. I then felt comfortable collecting my latest batch of rewards from the mail, one of which was a magic rock candy. I will have to ship one, but I wanted to keep this first one aside for the lakefish bundle, whenever we find the wizard. With a new month comes an explosion of debris and grass that I wanted to clear whilst tending to my crops, which by the way, if you go into the same season again, any crops will just continue to grow, so it doesn't even matter that these weren't done before the end of last month. I then popped over to the museum with a couple of new donations. Immunity bonus? And oh my god. Not this nonsense. This is my life now. That means it took till the evening for me to be able to bring my new bed to my actual house in the hopes that I might now be able to use the sleep command in a pinch. Except you can't place a double bed without a house upgrade. This trip was for nothing! Even with that delay, I just about made it to Pierre's walnut room, just in the nick of time to check this week's quest, but as expected there's still not anything I can complete here. I did still accept the key bean one though, because I can still ship one of each of the bean and the fruit for their own checks. I browsed the store whilst I was there for any other easy wins, finding these fireworks costing just 1 key gem each, and I have 55 of them as rewards from other random activities. I did also pick up the key to the town, so locked doors are no longer an issue, as well as the mushroom tree seed for another easy shippable. Now I just gotta drag myself back to the farm. Getting there eventually! Imagine if bathrooms were a thing in Stardew and you could like go and take a shower to get rid of this. Gonna make it to the shipping, but we might even just about make it to bed in time. Key gems, debris trap, golden walnuts, 5 staircases, frozen, iridium sprinkler. Oh, that's huge. Shuffle trap. Ew. We don't actually get these till tomorrow from the shipping items. I returned to the walnut room on day 30 to pick up a deconstructor so I can rescue some of the materials from some of the unwanted reward machines. I took a detour to the forest to check the new treehouse for new residents and the raccoon had moved in. What have you- oh god, what? Excuse me, where do you think I'm gonna get all this stuff? Doing these bundles are checks too, so I gotta do them all over time. I'm gonna forget about these for now, and went home to deconstruct a spare slime incubator for the iridium. 2 iridium bars! Yes, I'm gonna ship one right now. I also put in a loom hoping for pine tar, but we get wood for these which is still fine. And I was after the iridium ore from an extra deluxe scarecrow, but again, we just get wood, so I probably won't do that again. We just thought it might be a good way to get new shippable materials whilst I don't have access to gather them. I chopped some of the trees for the rest of this day, but it was actually from the rocks that I got my first key beans. One got planted to grow into fruit, and the other got shipped as is. In addition to the day's shipping checks, we were notified of the overnight earthquake which takes place a couple of days into the second month. I wasn't excited about this though because I already knew that the railroad opening is a thing I have to find separately somewhere else. A whole load of tulips were ready on day 31, but before harvesting those, I wanted to collect my mail rewards. Unfortunately, one of those was a frozen trap I was warned about a couple of nights ago. Iridium sprinkler! Frozen trap- oh no. Oh no. Is there a way I can get out of this? I don't think there is, you know. Well, no travelling cart for us. A restart the day. I'm not willing to do that. That is not my style. I don't know why I'm trying to think my way out of this. I'm frozen. It lasts 20 minutes, which is longer than a Stardew day. Put it this way, if I was playing this on my own, without being on stream, this is what I would have done. I would have just been like, okay, well, rip today. I'm gonna have to pass out. I wouldn't have reset it. I would have just lived with the consequences of my actions. This is the part of the thrill of Archipelago, right? Like, again, it's not in like the spirit of the challenge, the playthrough, if I were to reset the day. The mail was a lot more pleasing the next day. Life Elixir, we can ship one of those, and a Galaxy Soul, which I should probably also ship. I cleared up some more debris from one of yesterday's traps, then harvested my crops, which included my first kale, so I'll be sent a solar panel. I had to empty my inventory to pick all the tulips because of all the different colours and qualities, but they did get me to level 4 farming for the wood floor recipe instead. I shipped some of them off, but I will definitely need to keep the gold ones because I need 5 for the trash bundle. I only got 3 in this harvest, so I do need to grow more. Rather than buying more seeds, I opted to put some of the basic ones in the seed makers, with the silver ones being kept for gifts. I got 18 seeds back in the ground, then popped over to Willie's to check out his shop where I bought a targeted bait to ship, then 2 checks for the fishing rods. Still yet to find an actual rod, and also a trout suit to ship. Forgetting what I knew about the railroad boulder, I went up there to check it anyway. Then whilst shipping my earlier purchases, I found out I need another 10 targeted bait for the chef's bundle. Thankfully, Willie had more than enough left in stock. I had 2 more items I was willing to let go at the museum, getting a hopper and some Geode hearts. Then I sorted my stuff yet again, recovering from a previous day's shuffle trap. Or I tried to. I guess I'm keeping my tools in here now. In that case, I'll move on my crops because this is hurting my brain. You can all go in here. I just opened the same chest again. No. And wait. How have I just opened the who promised to share their brain totems with me? I'm not sure they're working correctly. Feeling a bit more organised again, I could tend to the greenhouse I'd forgotten in the morning. In addition to my reward hopper, I could also place my first solar panel on day 33 from the mail. Then got a load more summer forage and my first cranberries. We'll ship one of these, and we'll keep one. Do I need it for a bundle? No. Maybe I'll turn it into seeds, just in case I want to plant more. Maybe I should just plant more. And one of the cranberry seeds need to be shipped too. I cleared up some more farm debris before taking a stroll around town with some gifts. But even though I made quite a lot of deliveries, I didn't unlock anything else new today. Definitely did from shipping though. Cask, fishing level, another fishing banana sapling, and 2 triple shot espresso. Golden egg? I can't even incubate it yet, but we got a golden egg. On day 34, I got 25 gold ore from the pizza recipe on TV, and unlocked potato seeds when I harvested the key fruit. We'll get the shipping prize the day after tomorrow. Shipping ones are fun, because I often forget what they are by the time I get to retrieve them from the mail. Island totems. What's the time flies trap? Oh my god, it's 4 AM. Ooh, a barn! Wait, I can't build it yet. When we find Robin, we get a free barn. I got so distracted reading my mail that the entire day passed. Hey look! Simulation of my Monday stream.
Huh?
What just happened? I didn't exactly clock on to what happened here, but basically, the time flies trap in nightmare mode skips more than 24 hours, so not only did we lose the rest of day 34, we also lost the whole of day 35. That means it's now day 36, which is when I planted a pomegranate sapling from the mail and harvested a few crops in here for the first time for various rewards, and thankfully, no traps. Got the first potato seed planted in here as well. Then with the yams being out of season meaning I can't buy them just yet, I put my first in the seed maker hoping to get more that way. Didn't bother doing that with the spangle because I can get them from the mixed flower seeds. I got 3 yam seeds from the seed maker and got all those planted. Maybe should have shipped one of the seeds here, but I can do that another time. This day was our first trip to Ginger Island with a totem. I didn't bring everything I usually would, still lacking in backpack space, but let's see what first checks we can get over here today. First thing was to collect the tent kits to ship, and as an option to extend my time here. Then I broke any fibre for potential useful items, and raced through all the reachable walnuts while searching for any entrances. I found the saloon where the gembird puzzle would usually be. We found the saloon! Hello saloon! Hi Gus! An awesome place for some well-priced checks instead of the recipes. I ended up grabbing them all, which included access to the island's walnut room door, some new seeds, and a farming level, and for now I left the food I need to ship behind, in case I need the backpack space for other things. Leo's treehouse wasn't so great, just Sebastian's room. Then I made my way over to the west of the island. Didn't need any of the walnuts, we removed this turtle from something else earlier. Gotta know what's in this walnut room door. No! Oh, that could have been worse. To explain the screech that just came out of my mouth, on nightmare mode, the random teleport trap can literally send you anywhere, so it was extremely lucky that I was still in an accessible spot on the island. Okay, we're not touching the walnuts until we... No. Why did I get excited for this? This is not exciting, this sucks. We have the shipwreck over here too, which ended up being Caroline's tea room. And in the singing stone puzzle cave was my farm cave. The cave is a cave. Last thing I wanted to do was look at the island trader I'd previously unlocked, but the turtle's still blocking the path. Gotta find that unlock somewhere too. Now that I've looked at all the entrances, I was comfortable enough to resume the walnut hunt. No! Oh, that sucks. Let me use the no, that really sucks. Time to exhaust myself again. At least it's late, I guess. There we go. Level 2. Oh, we got all these recipes. Wait, I can't make this. I can't make... Stone fence! This is a big deal. Let's see where we end up first of all. We ended up back at the old house in town on day 37, because I've not unlocked the island farmhouse yet. I don't know if you remember why I'm so excited about the stone fence, but... Maru hearts. Maru hearts! We can get... Wait, they take effect now, right? So we can actually go into Robin's shop and buy stuff. We're gonna do that today. I ended up changing my mind on this plan because it's Tuesday, and I took just long enough on my crop chores to likely miss my chance with Robin passing the counter, and I didn't want to potentially waste an entire desert totem in that scenario. We'll go another day. I had stuff to do on Ginger Island this day anyway, mainly archipelago walnuts to find, but this trap was out to make my life a little bit more difficult. Oh, I hate that. That could be worse. I can live with this. Got my first journal scrap today, another item needed for ship sanity, and other than the tropical curry recipe for defeating the tiger slimes, there really weren't any other notable unlocks for the west walnuts. The evening lighting change freed me from the darkness trap whilst I started clearing debris from the farm area, and we realised the next big roadblocks was access to metal bars because I don't have the furnace recipe yet. This made for my next hint, and it's locked behind where the fried eel recipe would be, at 3 real hearts with George. Well, we were still finding out where it comes from, and in that time, I wanted to see where the boat would take us from the dock. I mean, obviously first it's the boat room. Each of the 3 fixes here are individual checks, by the way, but where is the boat room? It's in Professor Snail's blocked up cave. That boat went far. I was stuck in the rock without the bomb because I didn't think I could get here, and the underduck command puts us behind the rock, so now I can't get out. This is mean. Still no sleep command for me, so pickaxe parts out it is. I can't believe that just happened, but we know how to get here. That won't work. I know! Amongst day 38's mails was another golden egg. I already have one saved for a future incubator, so I can ship this one today. It was time to head to the desert, coming prepared with gifts and materials, and enough Omni Geodes to replace my desert totem. Then once the shop door opened, I made my way through Maru's bedroom to gain access to the rest of the house. I gave out some initial gifts first, but of course we're really here for the store. There's a lot I can't afford in here, but the one I set my sights on was the silo blueprint, which gives Caroline hearts instead. This is another reason I really need the furnace so I can get the copper bars I need for it. You still need the same materials for the building to unlock these. I did go ahead and buy all the cheap crafting recipes that weren't a trap, there is a frozen trap in here, and I bought another regular bed to go in the house to see if this will fix the sleep command. I grabbed the sandy hearts from the world blueprint since I could afford those too. I could then ask Robin to build the free barn we unlocked a lot earlier. The first of any unlocked building is free, but if you want to build more, you need the gold and the materials too. I didn't leave the place without checking the other 2 doorways here, so now Linus lives in their basement, and the front door leads to the side entrance of the volcano. I'll have to come back with my watering can at some point to see where the main exit puts us. I then went a little bit north to Leo's cave to hand him his first gift, and to chop out the walnut which grew the Raccoon family. Back in town, I could visit the travelling cart for the first time. Finally. She has a bit of variety since I've unlocked at least 1 stock size boost, and a metal detector which means she can bring museum pieces with her. She also has 3 specific checks to buy per cart day, bringing just 1 of them each time. But this time she also had the wedding ring recipe, which gave me woolly hearts instead. This week's special cart item was a ringing ring, which is actually an immunity bonus. Another easy purchase. I didn't have a huge amount of gold, but she had a good few new items for me to ship, so I grabbed the cooked dishes, the lead bobber, and the ruby. Though the ruby I might keep for a crystarium. After dropping my bed in my house, I brought Vincent a birthday gift, which just got me another pack of magic bait. Then I walked up through town where Robin's would be, to see what was hiding in Maru's side door. We got the wizard, except it's a golden walnut. Wait, hang on, no, because we can do the community centre now. We can indeed now speak Junimo, so I brought my first donation to the community tent, the well-known legendary fish, a daffodil. I went straight back to my chest to look them over for community tent items, and with still only 1 line of backpack space, it was going to take me a few trips, but the reason the items don't seem to correspond to any sort of theme is because I picked the shuffled option for my bundle randomization, so they really are completely nonsensical. I love this level of chaos personally, but the general recommendation is to pick the remixed option, which adds even more possible bundles, some of them unique to the Archipelago mod, that just make a little bit more sense. There's a remixed anywhere option as well to potentially move whole bundles between rooms instead of each item. Once I fully understood this, it did become a slight regret that I didn't pick the remixed anywhere option, so I could enjoy seeing the newly invented bundles, which all have unique artwork for them too. I was glad to have hoarded my items now because on this first day, I completed the legendary fish bundle unlocking a stable, and with some spare key gems from various rewards, I could buy the keys helper bundle, but all that'll get me is a cask. I did find a bit of bad news on my second trip though. Oh, it needs albacore bait. So this is incorrect, right, okay. It's because it's seen targeted bait, but it's like more specific. Either way, even with just 2 new checks from here today, it was still a massive breakthrough, and if we ignore the looming taxes about to drain all of my funds, there are some really good ones from shipping overnight, like Pierre's missing stock list, and Mr. Key's plane ride to let us find mystery boxes out in the world. The morning of day 39 was just for some little farm chores, but I did unlock the chocolate cake recipe from the campfire I just learned to craft. My afternoon plans involved another round of island exploration and hardwood gathering, then I checked what's now inside the recently repaired island house. George, hello! We found Evelyn and George. They live on the island. They've gone to retire on Ginger Island. Wait, I kind of love that. That also means the frog cave is open. Electo! That Elliot's rather dreamy, isn't he? Oh, don't worry, I'm not in the market for a boy toy. Oh, good grief. It's now the witch hut. Or the witch cave, I suppose. The warp room in here does nothing, though. I was hoping to have enough hardwood to get the check for that part of the boat repair, but even without it, I still took that boat because I wanted to blow up the cave rock, even though I knew it wouldn't actually break it. 15 key gems and a magic rock candy. And now we just go home. Working through all my mail on day 40, I forgot about a certain trap lurking in there from a couple of nights ago. There's my taxes. How much is it taking? Literally all of my money, okay. As happy as I was to return Pierre's missing stock list, I now had no money to spend on all these newly available seeds. A job for another day, I guess. Something in my farm felt sorry for my lack of funds, because I unlocked a trash can upgrade from harvesting my tulips. No gold flowers this time though, so I was gonna need more seeds. I did fertilize them this time, but I only made 5 basic fertilizers, so we'll see how much this helps. There were a couple of prizes for new crops in the greenhouse for me, and the potato got turned straight back into seeds, relieved that it popped out 2 of them so I could ship one and plant the other. When I got to leaving the farm, I wanted my next few geodes opened, already forgetting I didn't have any money. I can't afford to open my geodes. A visit to Krobus with a gift doesn't cost us anything though, of course, just a horseradish we can forage for. Then I took a walk around the forest gathering fibre and moss in the rain. Before bed that night, I retrieved the autopetter from Haley and Ebony's cave, then took another trip to Ginger Island, mainly to add it to George and Evelyn's house instead. But when I got there, it looks like Evelyn was up for some nighttime baking. I skipped that cutscene and got a foraging level in place of the cookie recipe, but I was completely focused on the gift I brought for George, which he wouldn't awaken to accept, so I dropped off the autopetter and took my leave. Didn't leave without getting some friendship though, some Elliot hearts found inside a muscle rock. And actually, I didn't plan to leave at all tonight. Kinda forgot to bring a farm totem, but it worked out well. Oh, because I've unlocked this. Wait a minute. Oh, just kidding, I can't cook sashimi. I left some mussels in the fridge for future cooking, then exited the house which was inside the Mastery Cave. Access to this is another item we need to find randomly in the world somewhere, instead of the usual maxing of skills. I cleared out some backpack space to make room for potential travelling cart purchases, and today I bought a cauliflower to turn into seeds because I haven't even unlocked these yet, and the corn seeds which I also haven't unlocked yet. Coming back to the farm, I had my first rhubarb to harvest which will get me a few bombs, deciding to just ship this one off. And along with the cauliflower and corn seeds, I also had some poppies and winter forage to plant from the mail. It was then time for my second egg festival, still without strawberry seeds unlocked, though it was nice to have everyone in one place for a few extra friendship points. Of course, we are also here for the egg hunt. I was surprised to see all the eggs in their original spots, because as of Stardew 1.6, the eggs will switch locations on alternating years, but since we are still in year 1, they haven't moved yet. That plus the help of the unlocked speed boost meant I picked up 15 eggs this time. We already got the check from this last month, so just another prize ticket this time that I still don't know where to claim. I got another speed bonus from handing Haley her next birthday gift on day 42. Then I waited outside for George to leave his home, so I could give him a leak on his way out for the day. There were a lot more reasons than this, but this did give me a little nudge to hint the island obelisk next. Dicky bundle. It's under the crafts room. I need a bream. How am I gonna get a bream? I don't have a fishing rod. Krobus might sell one. We've got Krobus in the travelling cart. We could get a trash can. My next hint will almost certainly be a fishing rod, but I really thought I already did this, so I was confused for a while here. Wait, I'm confused. When I look I'm looking at my tracker, it says read on foraging for progressive coop. I did it last stream. My tracker says something else. That's why I'm confused. My book seller's in a week. Maybe it was the coop that I hindered. It must have been obviously it must have been the coop that I hindered, but Did I read any of the lost books I found? The only book that I've had is the prize catalogue that I bought, and I read one and I sold one, and that wasn't the one. The lost books can be read for checks? Oh! I thought when it says read and for, I thought it was like the books that you buy from the bookseller. I didn't know those were checks. I thought it was like something else. It's because there's now 2 different types of books, so it's easy to get confused. No, I didn't even clock that, right. Oh my god, I got a furnace in it! What's this one? Oh wait, this is the same one. Progressive coupe? Progressive preserves jar, another one of those, and a big chest. Oh my god! How long has this one been there? When did we get our first lost book?
Flashback.
Talking to Haley again pushed her to 4 hearts, unlocking another reward. The progressive lost book refers to those books in the library, another building I haven't located, but I usually pay no attention to these in any other playthroughs.
So I thought nothing of it.
End of flashback.
Okay, hang on. Finding these together is actually a good thing, right? Because if the books go in order, like from the bottom upwards, I'm guessing. The chest recipe, the big chest recipe was the first book. I did not have a way to smelt the bars for the big chest. So maybe it's a good thing that we came here now. This is good. It's not as upsetting. It's actually good that we found these all today. The rest of this day was spent pushing through the mines for the first time in a while, aiming for the icy floors to hunt dust sprites for a bulletin board request. I did make it down to floor 45 for the first time that night, only to get my crops reversed. No! Leave my crops alone! Then despite the late hour, I walked all the way up to the wizards to hand in that quest for a top up on beach totems. Day 43, and I was excited to get my first copper bar smelting. Like I literally just hung out nearby for ages by its warmth in the rain, accumulating the fresh bars, and switched to iron that afternoon as another item for shipping. I brought a number of them to Clint to buy some things in place of the tool upgrades, namely a few more desert totems, and a house upgrade so I can get a kitchen more easily. With a bit more smelting done on the farm, I could now make my first big chest, causing an explosion of debris. Not too bad as far as traps go really, just gotta take a bit of time to clear it up, though between that and reorganising my storage, now that I can craft more chests, that ate up the rest of my day. I smelted some more copper till Robin's open the next morning. It might be a Tuesday, but it's raining in town so she won't be going to the aerobics class. I was here with the materials for the silo blueprint, which gives me Caroline hearts instead, and I also asked to get that coop upgrade going so I can incubate some eggs I've saved. I had a couple of extra things with me today. Firstly, my watering can. I wasn't about to climb the volcano with my basic pickaxe and kinda weak weapon, but I still needed it to check where the front entrance leads, and this takes us to Harvey's stairs. So once we have 2 real hearts with Harvey, we can access this from the beach, since the clinic is inside Elliot's hut. As for my calico eggs and my backpack, today would be one of the desert festival days, but I've not unlocked the bus repair, so there's no festivities here till then. This dig spot was worth celebrating though. When I was ready to return to the valley, my first stop was Pierre's shop to see what Caroline's hiding in that kitchen door. The bus tunnel. Or I guess some secret escape tunnel really. Nothing exciting unfortunately. Having just dug up 2 new museum pieces, I brought more geodes to Clint to see if we could add to it, and from the donations I was ready to let go of, I just got some tree fertilizer, key gems, and a darkness trap, which I was grateful seemed to only apply to the museum. Made things a bit easier to see whilst continuing to shift my storage around, and to save on chest space, or having to deal with them if they get shuffled by the shuffle trap, I placed all the machines and furniture so they won't be affected. The travelling cart was back on day 45. Dinosaur egg, wait that's huge. That is huge. Give me that. Give me the farming level. Give me this artifact. Traveling merchant, you're a winner today. I will be incubating the dinosaur egg first, so that we can have an unlimited supply. I did donate the hand though, which got me some coal. I wanted to make another trip to the island to hand George another gift, reaching 2 Archipelago hearts with him, for which I'll get a star drop. Then I hit a realization. I thought it was George hearts, it's not, it's the fried eel recipe. Wait, does that mean I need George's real, like, actual friendship hearts? So giving him a gift wasn't even the thing I needed to do. I need to find out where his next 2 hearts are. Good thing I have just enough points for a hint, and all I have to do is get to floor 55 in the mines. Even easier with chat reminding me I could buy another mine elevator from the parrot here. I didn't want to bin off the rest of my day's island time though, so I popped into the saloon to buy anything new to ship, and to say hi to Gus who will be sending me a chest instead of the salmon dinner recipe. I wanted to get my first arcade sesh whilst I was in there as well. I'm pretty sure I said last time I played the Archipelago mod that I was never again including these, but I was enticed by the option called Victories Easy. I get 1 check for finishing each of the arcade games, but a number of changes have been made to them to give us a significantly easier time than in vanilla Stardew. The thing about this versus full shuffling though, is that we do only get 1 check each for the whole thing instead of having several rewards and traps throughout, so it depends what you think is better. Anyway, I thought the Journey of the Prairie King would be easier as my first one, and I was definitely kind of rusty, but I did surprisingly well on my first attempt. Gimme... Wait, what's that? Oh no, I wanted the life first, no! I couldn't believe I made it all the way to the final boss this first time, but picking some incorrect upgrades along the way, I didn't beat her. Oh my god, I got so close! Armed with some new tips from the chat for my second go and a more powerful weapon, I melted that final boss without much trouble at all. Really unfair. There we go, we got it. We got Linus Hearts. It's not about winning the fight, it's about the Linus Hearts we gained along the way. I was done arcading for the day and was ready to go home. I don't have a way home, I just realised. Thankfully, I do have a shipping bin on the island I can use for extra overnight checks before using the now fixed sleep command to end my day. Thank you, Kaito Good. On day 46, I retrieved my bed from the wall of my now bigger coop, then got that Dino Egg incubating. I'm gonna need several of them. I placed my reward Prairie King machine on my farm, purely decorative, I will not be playing that again, and with the next potato ready in the greenhouse, I shopped at PS for several more of those seeds because I need them for various bundles, including quality ones, and it was my chance to grab some seed packs for shipping. I actually got a small variety of stuff to plant, but only took up the spaces which don't need watering. Being Pam's birthday again, I waited outside her trailer with a tulip for a gift. Still haven't unlocked any parsnips, then it was down to the mines to try and get to floor 55. I had elevators to 40, so I have 15 floors to get through with just a handful of bombs and staircases, a basic pickaxe, and a head full of determination under that copper pan. The odds were quite literally against me, and there was plenty of loot to distract me along the way, but I reached floor 50 for the first time a few hours later, rewarding me with some more key gems and a mango sapling. I only felt the need to use 1 staircase on my way down to floor 55 where I could claim those all-important George hearts. Now to get the recipe check, all I have to do is speak to him, but we had some good momentum here, so I carried on down to floor 60 using another staircase on 59 because screw those spiral floors. Here I got wizard hearts and another slime incubator. Wait, the wizard hearts... Do I have any? We can get into his basement! Wait, we're going. What are you hiding? Are you hiding Sandy down there for me? Sadly, nothing that exciting, just the spa in there, and I did keep walking to get into the men's locker room, which brings us out to the bathhouse entrance, and that's inside George and Evelyn's house. I got the cutscene with Linus getting caught searching in the trash, and I told him it was a shame for food to go to waste, hoping it might give me some friendship points, but apparently none of these choices here matter, so I could have skipped it if I wanted to. I'll be getting a whole bunch of stuff in the mail in an extra day for all these shippables. Some good, some bad, but all I could think about on day 47 was crafting my first crab pot, because this is the only way at the moment I can do any form of fishing. With fish sanity active, each first catch will bring a new unlock or trap. There were 2 new crops in the greenhouse today, increasing my fishing bar size. Not much use right now, and I also got another banana sapling. I've lost count of how many of these I got at this point, but other than the 2 currently attempting to grow in the greenhouse, I'd just been shipping the rest. The museum then got its next few donations. Again, nothing of real note here, but there's a few more points towards my next hint, which I'm still quite away from. Caroline somehow found out I was after some crab pots because I got another 3 of them in place of the parsnip soup recipe. Just a lucky encounter whilst I was on my way to Marnie's trailer to buy some animals. I was streaming this in the lead up to Christmas, so welcome Matcha the cow because that was the type of advent calendar I had. Then we also have a much more festive mince pie for the other cow, and Blueberry the duck for reasons I truly can't remember. Like I have watched this little bit back several times and I just can't figure it out. After shopping at PS for some cooking ingredients, I bought a 6-pack of Joja Cola from the Joja Mart because Abigail wanted one for a bulletin board request. Zik, who I haven't even met yet, seemed to approve, but I also unlocked bean starters, so that's pretty huge. With 1100 gold left, I spent more at Marnie's on a milk pail for when the cows grow up, but also because taxes are going to take all of my money tomorrow. I then wanted to drop all of my ingredients in the fridge, completely forgetting I'd not actually asked for that house upgrade yet after unlocking it. Robin would have left by now, but that's a job for another day. For the rest of this one, I wandered around foraging again and visited Krobus with another gift. I did want to buy some solar essence here too for a glowstone ring, but I could only afford 2 of the 5 I'd need. All that spending was kind of for nothing really because I made another 3.5 grand overnight, but remembering about the tax bill waiting for me, I put off opening all my mail. I had some sprinklers to place for my outdoor tulips, still short on gold quality ones. Then I visited the travelling cart with the goal of spending most of my money. I bought the garlic seeds which I haven't unlocked yet, as well as the prehistoric tool for the museum and the archipelago item which was a prize ticket. I've now only got 187 gold to lose. I got that garlic seed in the ground and ignored my mail even longer, instead exiting the farm to bring Shane another birthday gift, which unlocked another library book and another bee house. I needed to go to the library anyway to drop off the prehistoric tool, gaining an energy bonus, and inside that book, an apple sapling. To spend more of my funds, I brought Krobus a gift on my way home, and bought 2 more solar essence. Then with just 27 gold to my name, I was ready to open the tax bill. Well, there were some better things in here too, like some extra crab pots, even if I need to ship one, but then I got a letter with 2 grand inside. This money's gonna go away, no, I need to go spend it. We're gonna go to Krobus again. It was nice being able to go back for the salmon dinners for sale here. Great gifts for Alex, and I need to ship one too. Then the rest of my money went on solar essence again. That meant I also now had the materials to craft my first glowstone ring, and for that I'll be sent an ancient seed to plant. I did get through the rest of my mail that afternoon so we can get those taxes over with, but on my second to last mail, I found a random teleport trap. Wait, was that a recipe for the grass starter? Random teleport trap. Oh god, where are we going? Where are we going? Can I do anything with this? I don't have my tools. Talk to George for recipe. That is very smart. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh. No! Just to understand the confusion here, we really thought this was going to be a backpack upgrade. My memory really sucks. I never hinted the backpack. I mean, at least we have the furnace. No, I mean, it's still a good thing. To make full use of being here on the island today, I gathered the beach forage and found a sea urchin to ship. And I bought the trap bobber from this parrot for 10 walnuts instead of the Parrot Express, because we need this for a tent bundle. I could also say hi to any saloon goers, but got hit by inflation from Emily. This day just gets better and better. Definitely wasn't feeling Junimo Kart today, and thanks to some farm totems I got a few letters before the random teleport, I could get back home. But the rest of the day went to chest reorganizing again because at some point in there we got another shuffle trap. These can be much worse now that I've accumulated more belongings, but on first glance it looked like most of my stuff was unmoved, just the odd item here and there. But which odd items? Did anyone see where Mechanico eggs went? Do I not have them anymore? There's the rest of them, but I had like over 100 of them, so I don't know where the rest went. Also, where's my pickaxe? Is there a chest that I'm forgetting exists somewhere? The one down here is still a thing, or did I move it already? No, that chest's not there. I've checked every chest I own, and my pickaxe is in none of them. Oh, it could be in the Ginger Island fridge. That was the least of my problems for day 49 though. The fences either side of the gate had decayed, so the gate was now completely non-functional. I didn't have my axe on me either, so I was stuck in the chicken pen. That puts an abrupt end to this day, so very grateful in this moment that the sleep command got fixed so I could wake up in the other house on day 50. Before heading back to the farm that morning, I stopped in at Marnie's trailer to pick up the purple shorts now that I had some real hearts with her from shipping the sea urchin. I'll track Lewis down later to return them. All I could think about right now was grabbing my axe and destroying most of the fences to stop this happening again. I got nothing really of interest from the day's crab pot catches, similar vibes with the day's new greenhouse crops, but they do free up space for the ancient seed I just got. The apple sapling got planted too, and when grabbing the forgotten cranberries, I unlocked another library book instead of level 6 farming. Lewis was out and about by then to reclaim his shorts. I really didn't want another banana sapling. I did have to pop back home after that to move the crab pots to the beach now that I've caught all the freshwater fish, then checked what was within that lost book to find another member of the raccoon family. So many raccoons! Willie had some better stuff for bringing him a horseradish though, some more winter forage seeds, and the magnifying glass, so soon I'll be able to collect secret notes once I get it in the mail. I finally harvested the rice that evening. I just kept getting lazy about bringing my scythe in here, but I do need some gold ones, so the basic ones got turned back into shoots. I was really hoping for more than one though, and so that the spaces don't go to waste, I poured some extra seeds out of storage to fill the vacant spots. Day 51, I could afford a hint. Time to find out where the fishing rod is. You are kidding me. So, the rare disc is already hard to find on its own, but now I also have to make a preservation chamber from the Archaeology mod, which needs 10 oak resin to craft. That's gonna take an absolute age. So for right now, I wanted to visit Robin in the desert, and whilst waiting for her to pass her counter for the day, I brought Demetrius a gift and unlocked wheat seeds. But the real reason I was here was to ask Robin to upgrade the farmhouse for easier access to a kitchen. I dug up the archaeology book whilst I was out here, and I have already read this, helps us find more treasure or something, but it's not included in Archipelago shuffling, so I don't need to ship it. And it makes a great gift for Penny. You will not find this book in the library, Penny, here. No, I read it! No! Wonderful. Do you like anything else that I have on offer? Have the sweet pea. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. A foraging level from the crab pots cheered me up a bit, and having forgotten to bring my own bait, I had to buy some from Willy to refill them. Opening another geode and trove at Clint's, I had to spend some brain cells deciding on whether to save certain artifacts for the community tent, or if I can get away with using other items in those bundles. In the case of the rusty spur, I can use other items instead, so this one went to the museum. For these 2 donations, I just got a golden walnut and the fish taco recipe. Prober's got my business again on the way home, buying a few more void essence for the community tent, plus some spares, and I bought the Omni Geode on offer. Back on the farm, I realised I hadn't checked the greenhouse today. Cauliflower! No! That's actually really upsetting. Okay, I'm just gonna ship this one. At least we don't need it for any bundles or anything. The way we just watched my crops go back in time.
No.
Let's go to the community centre. Surely nothing bad can happen to us there, right? I was right. This time. The only bundle I could afford was the 2500 gold one, which made another library book available. That only feels like half a reward, so I sprinted my butt down to the sewer library to read it. Book. Bomb trap. Sorry, Gunther. Oh, okay. I was worried about potentially getting a bomb trap again in the mail given its huge radius, but I was distracted from those worries by seeing the skull key come up in the shipping checks that night. Woo! We got the skull key. I don't know where Skull Caverns is, but we got the skull key. Unfortunately, something went a bit wrong the next morning, and apart from the initial 500 gold, the rest of my mails were broken. They shouldn't look like this, with the underscores, and I wasn't actually getting the items. I tried restarting my game, which didn't fix it, but on another note, we did just activate the sprite randomizer, a feature I couldn't believe I forgot about until almost halfway through the year. This too needed a separate fix though, so you won't see it again for a little while. What the? My cat is... I ignored my broken mails for this day and headed into the forest for the flower dance. I didn't need anything from the store, but I enjoyed the friendship points with everyone and had enough real hearts with Sebastian to ask for a dance. This earned me another Archipelago heart, unlocking a barn upgrade. Kaito Kid very kindly rescued my save file, which was actually corrupted, and sent a fix for the mod, so we were back up and running on day 53. Cannot thank him enough for everything, honestly. For this occasion, he did confirm that I would then get the bomb trap a second time in the mail, which won't occur again after this, but because of what happened he gave me a fair warning about it that I should probably move some of my belongings out the way, although any chest with items inside will be safe. Wait, the cactus, we have to save the cactus. I was also reminded there'd be some taxes coming up, so I spent all of my money on hay at Marnie's before I opened my mail, which were all back to normal now. Here's the bomb trap. That is large. Rest in peace to every single crop on this field. I'm really hoping- I don't think I unlocked garlic seeds, I'm pretty sure that was my only garlic seed, okay. I even put some bombs on my own down to make quick work of the debris trap, and to prevent this sort of thing happening to my crops again, I cleared some space at the bottom of the farm. I'll be honest though, even though I do plant stuff here now and again, I do end up neglecting this little area for the most part, and the rest of this day was mainly spent just getting the farm back together again. My kitchen was built on day 54, so I could start bringing ingredients to the fridge, and cooked what I could of a few recipes I had. I didn't have everything I needed for many of them, but I managed 8 recipes, the highlight being the shed unlocked from the miner's treat. I needed to ship one of each dish too, but was also reminded I'll need some extras for the community tent later. I geared up for a day in the mines, no pickaxe might I add, just went in to slay some monsters, and on my way down I collected 3 new crab pot catchers, unlocking a new mine elevator to help us. I had a dust sprite quest to do today, and the monster slayer progress was another reason I wanted to focus on this, hitting 100 dust sprites that afternoon for an extra 10 grand to come in the mail. Feeling accomplished, I left the mines after that and dug up some glass shards on the beach which got donated to the museum along with a new dwarf scroll I got from a monster. A sprinkler and my first Crystarium with some decent wins here. I wanted to visit the wizard that evening and dug up another skeletal hand which I can ship. Then I collected my quest reward from him, but it was just some key gems. I was also going to drop off my maple seed to the community tent while I was here, but I didn't realise I needed 10 of them, so I went home and chopped any branches littering the farm, whilst keeping my eye out for fallen seeds in the ground, to avoid cutting down any trees. Got halfway there by the end of the day. I received so many checks from shipping that night that I couldn't catch them all as they passed, but the one that caught me off guard was the progressive movie theatre. I hadn't realised what this meant yet, but the chat clarified things for me the next morning. Can do missing bundle now? Oh! Wait, does that mean the Jojo Mart's gone? No more Jojo Mart for us, I guess? There was one particular prize I was looking for in my mail that day. Crystarium! Let's go! Excited to be able to duplicate all of my minerals for crafting and shipping before I donate them to the museum, instead of potentially having to open hundreds of additional geodes. This is still going to take a while though. It seems that most of them need about 3 days to process. I walked by a panning spot as I was leaving the farm to get to the travelling cart. Glad I didn't pass it up because it had an artifact trove in it, and inside that was a brand new artifact to donate. I checked the cart before dropping it off and found a certain item there I'd previously been told I needed a hint. The cool thing about these hint items is that the cart then has a higher chance of bringing said item. What an awesome little detail in my opinion. I could— Red! No, it's 60 grand! It's 60 grand! That's so expensive! I bought all the other non-furniture items here, but I was relieved to hear in the chat that the price can vary for the same item, so I just got extremely lucky this time. I'll probably see it again. My 2 new museum donations got me a golden walnut and unlocked blueberry seeds. By the time I got home and did a couple of farm chores, Emily was out of her room for me to be able to give another birthday gift. I maxed out the rest of her earnable hearts today and got real hearts with Amaru and a mushroom tree seed for my efforts. That's our first friendship complete from what we can do in the normal way. I gotta find her real hearts out in the world though. I then popped out to see what the missing bundle has in store for us. Just like the community tent, this too has a random mishmash of items, 2 of which I already had, but it's not that bad in the grand scheme of things, even if it is only going to get me a quality bobber. The other bottle of milk I had went into baking another chocolate cake for the crab pot bundle. Then I scoured my crafting menus for anything new I could craft, getting some dwarf hearts from a lamppost, whilst I can't even speak the language. I also summoned some monsters by crafting a gold brazier, but this was a good thing, a chance for some monster loot. I got enough hint points throughout this day to ask where the Mastery Cave unlock is. Whilst I can access the Ginger Island house by passing out on the island to retrieve my pickaxe, I could do with avoiding the extra bills from doing so, but having to find and ship a gold relic isn't going to be easy. In even worse news though, we're going to have a time skipping trap, and my crops are going to go back in time by about 2 weeks when I open them from my mail in a couple of days. Didn't have to worry about that yet for day 56, I could just open away. Excited about some new seeds and adding another solar panel to my lonely one. In the greenhouse, I cut down my wheat to make room for a blueberry and got hearts with Sandy in the process. This kinda gave me a good feeling for the day, and I wanted to add to it with some loot from these mystery boxes. They are only some basic ones though, so the rewards were just okay. I got a couple more first crafts done before taking a trip to the desert to hand out gifts at Robin's house, and to ask her to build me a shed, intending for this to become my home on the farm. I was also hoping to dig up the golden relic, but I didn't find it here today. Then, for the rest of the day, I handed out gifts in town, and for my first one, I got the farming mastery from Lewis. I refilled the crab pots as I walked by the beach as well. Glad I did this. I'm going to be getting a prismatic shard for level 1 fishing. Hitting full archipelago friendship with Haley, it was all going well today. That was until I gave Krobus another gift and got hit with a time flies trap and passed out on the spot. I didn't even get to pick my next season. Not that we have any other choice. Day 57 did not begin in the usual new season way of planting new crops. Why? Because we slept all the way through it and it's now day 58. A little quirk of restarting this same season meant that the incubator also went back in time, which confused it and spat the Dino Egg back out. We were all a bit befuddled at first. I do have room in the coop for it, but there's not much we can do about it now but just pop it back in. And instead of getting too engrossed in anything whilst I remembered, I just got the other time flies trap in my mail over with. So really we're beginning our season on day 60. Duck feather! That was my first one, and coming outside I saw the Crystarium was ready too, so I could collect those minerals and get a new one going. I still had the rest of my mail to go through from the past few days. No, my crops! My precious crops! But walked away after that first one upset me to craft a bee house for the first time. A Prizzy can cheer most of us up. I had another waiting in the next letter too. I even got a non-archipelago gift in here today, some sashimi from Linus. I do need to ship one of these, but I also had that quest from Pierre, so I handed it over to him for some sandy hearts and a couple of life elixir. Having received a second furnace in the mail, I could upgrade them to the heavy version for more efficient smelting. I got a peach sapling for it too, and all that sleeping really passed the time for my shed to be constructed, so I could now give my coop friends their space back and move into my new, very bare bones house. At least the move didn't take very long. A good thing, because I wasn't expecting to be in the museum as long as I was. It was the monsters trap that did it for me here. Oh my god, I will save you. I will save you, Gunther. I'll save you. Wait, oh, read this. Secret in the dark tunnel, I have found that. I haven't got everything for it, wow. Wow, my health. I forgot how horrible void spirits are. Bear in mind I have no boots. What is that? What's up with that slime? Is that slime? Oh, I hurt. Ow. What's hurting me? Wait, what? Wait, why am I still taking damage? I'll go back in there in a minute. I need to go get some food, but I kind of want to kill them. I think some of the monsters went invisible or something. That was scary. Iridium quality eggs. Let's go. Go away. Oh, level 5 combat quality sprinkler. Don't breed. Not the place. That's a green slime. I think that's all the monsters. We got them. That was worth it. Look at that. I cooled off a bit with a moss hunt in the rain and gave Leah one of my spare eggs as we crossed paths for another golden walnut. It was getting dark when I got home, and whilst I was still unable to clear rocks with the usual tool, I used a bomb right outside my new house, just in case that stone spreads in front of my door and traps me in. Chances of that were low, but they weren't zero, so I had to be sure. My evening was then spent in the greenhouse setting up a shiny new iridium sprinkler, including a first hyperspeed grown rare seed, some summer forage with basic fertilizer as I need some quality grapes, the potatoes we got from the mystery boxes, then some mixed seeds and any remaining sprinkler spots. Day 61, I had a number of desert errands to do. I had treasure to dig up, gifts to hand out, which the auto grabber instead of the poi recipe was pretty awesome, but I also wanted Robin to build my free unlocked fish pond to work on extra shippables. With all that out the way, I was ready to take my freshly delivered prismatic shard to the pillars here, though you should probably know by now it's not going to give me the galaxy sword. We got a sashimi recipe. Wait, I'm happy with that. I was happy that didn't derail my day, because I could now go on my first volcano adventure. Might not have my pickaxe, but I do still have my weapon. I kinda forgot that it's not great in here, and I was too stubborn to change my plans. Even on this bad luck day, it was like the volcano heard me, finding a defense bonus in place of my lack of footwear, as well as a dwarf dagger, which I wasn't even sure was better than Morrow's wrench really. I will say though, this is not the place you want to be without any backpack upgrades. Still, with several more checks under my belt, I was happy to be in here. Mostly. What did I just get? Star drop tea? What just happened? Oh my god. Mariah trap, luck bonus, fishing bar size, 5 warp totem islands. Look at how many things I just got at once. That was wild. I was really hoping to make it all the way to the top this day, but hit a literal roadblock on floor 7, without my pickaxe, or any bombs, or the materials to get them. Can't complain at the amount of progress made today, and any leftover time was spent slaying monsters I could reach, then used my hoe to force a pass out, worried that the sleep command would send me back to my townhouse. Why was this so important? Well, I wanted to wake up on the island house on day 62 to get my hands on my lost items from my fridge. I almost forgot to check it, but there it was. My pickaxe. And there were many more items here than expected, which doesn't mix well with a full backpack. I prioritised my lost tool of course, the rest can wait. And I checked the travelling cart on the way home to find something incredible. Sandfish. I do see the moss, it's just okay. Yeah, I think I'll have that. I need to come back for other stuff as well. I can't believe that. I have to put it on a display, don't I? Now we just need oak resin. I might just get all these items. So I need that to donate. That to ship, that to ship. I'll just buy that for the hint points. Of course, I did go back for the rest of my new items I needed shortly after, including a new museum donation for a movement speed bonus. Then it was back to my shipping bin, enjoying having my favourite tool back. Oh my god. I removed that rock. Look at me removing these rocks. Look at that, look at that. Glorious. And I had to open all that mail. What is this? Oh my god, can I not have... Isn't that like my third one? There's so many of these beds, go away. Fishing bar size bonus. Island totems! That's huge. Oh, star drop tea. I'm gonna ship this one. Sashimi recipe, that's huge. Auto grabber! That is going in the barn immediately. Some fun stuff in here as you can tell. There was something not quite right about this dark cyan I crafted. Nauseated. Alright. That's not the end of the world. Good thing I wasn't planning on doing anything too strenuous today. I had some bundle items to donate, but even this task had some risk of danger. Bomb trap! Leave me alone! My next stop was the sewer to see Krobus with a gift, and buy a couple of void eggs. One to hatch in the coop, and the other to ship immediately. I'm too impatient to wait for the unlimited supply for that. Then with just one more bundle left in the vault room, I headed for the casino because I was gonna need 10,000 key coins. It was so much easier rolling those slots with the fast animations mod, and once I hit enough lucky spins, I could step away from the machine and buy the boat repair here in place of the alien rarecrow. I then trekked all the way up to the community tent to buy the gambler's bundle. I'll get a treasure chest for it and 25 gold ore instead of the bus repair, and that is our first room in here down. Day 63 and I was ready for another hint. How I made it over halfway through the year without asking for this one is beyond me, but it is about time that we find out when my first backpack upgrade is hidden. Ship glass shards, that's so annoying because I donated them earlier. No point dwelling on that though. I moved on to other things for now, like crafting this restoration table from the Archaeology mod, which gives artifacts a quality a bit like casks would with cheese and wine, and it therefore increases their value. You might have spotted the Prizzy in my hotbar that I got in the mail this morning. I was carrying it around pondering whether to ship this one or donate it to the museum. Ultimately, not knowing what I'm going to get from either scenario, it doesn't really matter, but I ended up opting to donate it this time. Before dropping that off, I needed to bring Lewis another birthday gift to reach 6 archipelago hearts with him, for which I'll get a bee house. I also wanted to check for any glass shards at the beach, which I did not find, but I did get an anchor, which I do need to donate, along with a lunarite and that prizzy. I got friendship and fertilizer for that, then chopped down trees to tidy up the farm for the rest of the day. I started by checking my mail on day 64, then remembered that there's a tax bill in here. Luckily, the first letter had an iridium sprinkler inside, and when I went to place it in the greenhouse, I found a number of crops ready for harvest. Nothing new though. Yes is an easy place to spend some cash. Here I bought some rice shoots for the quality rice I still need, 10 grand on not the dehydrator recipe, it's actually some deluxe retaining soil, but it is also a hint point. I got 5 more flour for cooking, and then that left a nice amount of money for an apple sapling which I need to ship. 98 gold isn't so bad to lose, but before paying the tax bill, I claimed my next star drop from yesterday's crafting. Nauseated, jinxed and completely broke, this day was for handing out gifts, completing a quartz request for Evelyn, and hunting easy green slimes looking for an algae for the community centre. But I did also hit a bug monster slayer check, pleased to see some more island totems on the way. It didn't take too long to get the algae I was searching for, and I got an ancient seed artifact on my way out. I crafted the plantable ancient seed for the first time for shipping after I left, winning a prize ticket. Then I brought a bunch more donations to the community tent, but no new unlocks here this time. I had a crab on me from the mines today. This took up residence in the fish pond just to have something in there, but the tiny chance that we might later get a nautilus shell was pretty enticing as well. On day 65, I was able to get into Woody's boat room after we got that boat repair award. Disappointing to see it's just Elliot's home now. Go away with your stupid cutscenes, I don't want them. In collecting my mail, I got covered in slime, so we're going to be taking it pretty slow again for this day. Good thing PS is on my property for me to buy more seeds, including several to ship, but the tulips are going to take the place of most of the potatoes in the greenhouse, because I need 5 gold ones for the trash bundle of all things, and some mixed flower seeds went in the rest of the spaces. I dropped by my kitchen to whip up some first time sashimi, and actually used all the muscles I had on this for gifts and for food. I got the Living Off the Land TV channel for that. It's a fun one, because there are added broadcasts to let you know about some fun archipelago features. Don't ignore this channel when you unlock it, especially if you're new to the mod. Not a huge amount to report for the rest of this day. I did check the beach for dig spots for the glass shards, but didn't find any. Then did a few chores on the farm and crafted my first mystic tree seed. I unlocked taro tubers for it, and I will need another later to ship, but this one got planted so I can get its syrup later. Day 66 I ran straight to the travelling cart and found something I've been looking for. That golden relic I can ship to access the Mastery Cave. I also grabbed the malachite. I already have one at home so I can donate one and ship the other. No museum trip today though. I planned to spend this one on Ginger Island. I had enough walnuts for the resort parrot who will give me a cherry sapling instead, but it was mainly the hint point I was after. Then breaking open the muscle rocks, I actually got a golden walnut, as well as another tent kit. At least they weren't traps. I was also wanting to chop down more hardwood here for the boat, but the trees hadn't regrown yet. I sailed over to the boat room anyway because I had the iridium bars to drop off, and for some reason it seemed to please Haley. I used another island totem to get me out of here, and without a direct way home, I collected what I could from the beaches, then broke all the jungle fibre where I found another journal scrap, one that makes a walnut location available. I still got the quality bobber as usual, but instead of the walnut, I got a pack of coffees. I then felt ready to attempt tackling Junimo Kart, but instead of committing to staying here till I win, I just wanted to have a few goes on it at a time and come back later if I don't make it. Something about the way it's constantly side-scrolling makes me a little bit dizzy after a while. As you can see, we start off with a lot more lives in this easier version, and even on my first go I did surprisingly well, losing my last lives on level 4. I did quite a bit better the next time around, actually making it through the Ghastly Galleon level, but the last 2 levels do not play. The second to last level gives you a random pick of the 2, and I much prefer Red Hot Roller Coaster to that stupid mushroom one, but that doesn't mean I had any sort of easy time. I had to keep reminding myself, and keep being reminded, to stop reading the chat and focus, but something about feeling near the end of something makes me feel so flustered. It took 9 lives just to get to the first checkpoint, and then I immediately jumped into the lava, soon losing my last life halfway into the level. One more go. We got to that same level again, but it was going much better this time, mostly. Actually sweating, I'm not even joking. My hands are very sweaty. And I actually made it to the end of that Red Hot roller coaster. Is this the last level? I think this is the last level. Sunset Speedway, here we go. This one's horrible. There's too many choices. I don't decision very well. No! That one. Get the checkpoint. Give me one of those. Nope, can't make that. This one, then that one. Top ones seem to work every time. Oh my god, if I was gonna die by a hurdle there, I would have cried. Of all things on this level. We're halfway? No! Oh my god, how am I messing it up this bad now? I'm choking. No! I didn't think I was making it. Nope, come on. Give me a life. Strategic life there. Some of it is just like, don't think, just jump. I mean, some level of thinking is obviously required. I'm not going to make it past this jump. Look at that. Did you see that at the end of that big string of jumps? There was a perfect jump I have to make there. Nope. I got so close. My heart is racing. We'll come back again another day. Without a way back home, I scrambled to make best use of my time on the island and found a mahogany tree I didn't see earlier. Chopping it down brought me just 3 hardwood away from the boat donation, so I thought maybe I could get one from the saplings here. Nope, they only drop regular wood. I don't have access to the other trees in the north of the island, and my axe isn't strong enough for these logs here. The only productive thing I could really do now was hand out some gifts, then I used the command to get some sleep. On day 67, I brought a few little things to Clint to open and found an auto grabber in my first golden coconut. I had a couple of things to drop at the museum. The rewards weren't much in the way of progress, but it cleared me some space to be able to get to my now unlocked cave home to pick up some stuff I left on an earlier day after that pickaxe fridge fiasco. It's still going to take a couple of trips to grab everything, but I made sure to take the frozen geodes in that first trip so I could get them open. One had a hematite in it, and being my second, I could donate it, which unlocked tomato seeds. Whilst I will get a free pack of them in the mail, they become immediately available at Pierre's, so I bought one to ship, along with some more kale to plant for fun. There were a variety of crops ready in the greenhouse, 2 of them being new. The sunflower got us a ragro, and the green bean unlocked the desert obelisk. When shipping some of that stuff off, I realised I still need to check my mail for the day. I'm so glad I went and did that, because guarantee my crops are all gone backwards again. Yes, they have. Goodbye, crops. I'm so glad I went to harvest. Most of the rest of what was in there was good, the best thing of all being a burglar ring for having shipped some wheat seeds. Up at the Wizards, I was pleased to find the desert obelisk was immediately available. I did not hesitate to get that one built, and whilst I was up that way, I dropped off some more goodies at the community tent. No bundle completions, but progress is progress. Dorado! 2 gold quality Dorados, are we joking? Distracted by a new request in town, I walked right past the missing bundle with the Nautilus fossil I intended to donate to visit Krobus with a gift. I did bring it along later though, now just 1 item remains. Then I refilled the rest of the crab pots, earning 8 more frozen geodes, whilst waiting for Pam to leave the saloon so I could give her the amethyst she asked for an extra 1500 gold. The best prize in the mail for day 68 was my next auto grabber. This one is going in the coop. No more picking up eggs for me. I also received those frozen geodes which I opened shortly after. And for this new stream, the sprite randomizer has been fixed, which now has a chaos mode to change the sprites and you don't need to sleep to see its effects anymore. Clint looked better already. Who's that? Who are you? What the? And now who are you? The chat let me know that these are NPCs that show up to the trout derby. Jazz, are you okay? Wait, there's 2 of you? Jazz has cloned herself, but also she's on the end of a fishing line. Penny is a fishing rod now. Let's stay away from Penny. I only wanted to donate the marble since I have another at home. Got jinxed for it, but it could have been worse. Hi, Lois. Oh. I think everyone's taunting me about my lack of fishing rod. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Fizz really is magic. Fizz does not need to step. Fizz just moves wherever his brain takes him. That was a fun distraction on my way to check the beach for artifact spots, finding none yet again. But a lot of this afternoon was just enjoying the chaotic effects of this sprite randomizer. Oh my god, the other Fizz. The Sebastian Fizz. Oh my god, Fizz is everywhere. I passed through the beach later on with some bait to refill the crab pots, then mined the evening away, keeping my eyes peeled for more quartz for crafting. I didn't find too many of those, but I did get my first mining monthly book from a monster, which was literally too hot to handle. It burnt me. Got some better stuff from slaying some doggies though, a peach sapling and a sword upgrade. Then later on for some grubs, I got the monster compendium which had an order of 4 seeds inside. And lastly, I guess these grubs might be bookworms instead, because from some others I found a lost library book. Now on to day 69. Oak resin! Oak resin! Why am I so excited about this oak resin? These were the last 2 needed for the preservation chamber I've been saving up for. Obviously, it's not the quality bobber I'm after. This is the machine we need to start putting artifacts of wooden displays. Just basic wood ones. There are hardwood ones too, but that needs a whole other machine I've not unlocked yet. That doesn't matter right now. Right now is all about the rare disc. Not only does it make artifacts, especially quality ones, a lot more valuable, you might remember I specifically needed to ship this for something. That's going to take most of the day to process, so onto other things, which thanks to a fun little trap, I'm going to have to do in the dark. And that wasn't the only trap. No! Go away with that! Oh no, rip my furnace. Going into PS to grab a couple of seeds ready for crafting later, I forgot what day it was. Oh no! Oh wait, it's only in 10 minutes. Have I got to do the egg festival in the dark? Oh, I've got to do it in the dark. This is not fair! The sprite randomizer makes festivals hilarious, by the way. Oh my god. The way that Linus and Pierre are locking eyes. Leah, are you okay? I feel like the dialogue matches the head tilt. This is my favorite one so far. That's so eerie. Alright, let's do it, let's do it. Oh my god, I've got to do this in the dark. Again, I had even more speed boost to offset the darkness, ending the race with 17 eggs. Just got another prize ticket that I don't know when I can claim. The rare disc display was ready by the time I got home. Into the shipping bin it went so I could see that fishing rod reward overnight. Again, need to wait an extra day for it to arrive, but we're one step closer to a load more checks. I could afford a hint the next morning, so I asked about the railroad boulder removal. What even is that? Pemmican is a cooking dish from the Distant Lands mod, a recipe I was going to have to find somewhere somehow. Not really that helpful right now. Checking on the coop that morning, a new baby lizard hatched. It was about to be New Year's in real life, so I called this one Fireworks. I had some trading to do in the desert for some artifact troves, then asked Baby Robin for my free barn upgrade. I do also have a mill and a stable waiting for me, but I'll let you know now that I don't think I'm ever going to bother with a mill in this playthrough. It's Penny. And I also have a microwave here, I've never noticed that. I just got a triple shot from Demetrius. Wait, I wasn't expecting that. Had no idea that could happen. Re-brightening my day before I had to visit Clint to get those troves and geodes open. Good thing I felt bright on the inside today, because my next museum donation made my world dark again. Somehow still able to read though, finding my tortilla recipe in a lost book. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. I couldn't see the bridge at all. Most of the rest of today's artifact finds went into the shipping bin, but I was going to need to go back to the museum again because the Crystarium had its next mineral ready for me, and I missed this dig spot on the way last time with something extra. I ended up keeping this bone flute for the community tent, but the calcite got me some monster musk. Hoping for another check in its place, I mined for iron for a board request, and got what I needed just in time to leave so I can catch Clint on his way to the saloon. Oh my god, what is occurring? Hello? Mayo machine? Oh my god, so many mayo machines. Clearly not what I wanted, but I didn't realise till I got there that the bone flute was the last item I needed for the dry bundle anyway, rewarding a much better 5 island totems. And even better, we unlocked the bridge repair from shipping a carp surprise from the trash overnight, though technically it really gets fixed tomorrow night. These are weird, we do see the cutscene twice. On day 71, I could collect my first fishing rod in the mail. We've only unlocked one, so it starts with the training rod and gets better each time we find one. This does of course limit how many fish checks we can get to begin with, but we gotta start somewhere. My next round of tulips were ready in the greenhouse, but without any quality boosting fertilizer, there weren't any gold ones for the trash bundle today. In the spare spots went some full forage seeds and some mixed flower seeds, then I took my new fishing rod for a test drive at the mountain lake. Fisherman, I just caught algae! My first real catch was a bullhead, which got me a heavy tapper. My first carp leveled me up so I got 2 new mines elevators at once, then my first chub got me a regular tapper. I dropped my first carp into the Sommelier bundle, but I will need another to ship and 4 more for the carp surprise, so I fished for them outside. They're usually quite common, though today it took most of the afternoon to even get 1 more. I got sick of that location by then and skedaddled, doing a quick drop off at home before heading over to the town river instead. Over there, I got a golden walnut from a shad which also came with a geode, the marble brazier recipe from my first bream, the magic bait from a smallmouth bass, and even stayed out past level 3 fishing which won me 12 geodes. I was hoping to catch 3 breams in total here for shipping, cooking, and the community tent, but cautious of the time, I had to leave with just 2 of them because I wanted to get my bundle donations done tonight. The shad went into the Sommelier bundle for an extra 30 spring seeds, but the bream is the one we've really been after all this time, for the sticky bundle that is, because with that, I could get the island obelisk built nearby at the Wizards. The official bridge fix took place for real that night, and amongst the night's shipping checks was a combat level, giving me the animal catalogue power, and I got to pick my first fishing profession. Took me a minute to pick, but I went with the fisher one here, ready for the pirate profession later at level 10. On day 72, I claimed a lucky ring from the mail, but this ends up going in a chest because I wasn't willing to sacrifice either of the other ring's effects, and I'd unlocked some luck bonuses from the Archipelago mod anyway. Any geodes received I got open that morning, but they contained nothing I could immediately donate, needing to save the new stuff for the Crystarium first. I was out for more fishing at the beach this time, catching my first sardine for 35 key gems, and after catching nothing but sardines and treasure for a while, I figured that the training rod might not be good enough to catch the other fish down here. I had another big entrance to check today anyway, except I forgot to bring my pickaxe to the quarry to clear a way through, so I had to run home and grab it, along with a few cherry bombs to make easy work of gathering a lot of the materials here. Oh, maybe I should go put these in the— no, we'll have a look first. Are we ready? Oh, it's the Adventurers Guild! Yes! Yay! We haven't finished a single goal. Oh, I can come and sell all my weapons and get rid of them all. Wow. Hello? Galaxy Dagger? Sam's old guitar. You're selling a lot of weapons in here. I'm guessing this is selling every single one that I've unlocked the tier for, right? Another mystery solved. I cleared the quarry out for the rest of the day, reaching level 7 mining for a damage bonus, and amongst all the ores and gems was a new secret note. The floor 100 of Skull Caverns one, ready for us, whenever we can even find the entrance. My first artichoke brought me luck on day 73. There were other crops ready too, but nothing else new and exciting. I replanted with rice shoots before getting a glow ring from making my first triple shot espresso, and purchasing a couple of museum pieces from the travelling cart, as well as the archipelago item, which was just 5 cherry bombs, but it is a hint point as well. I got another hint point from Alex who was guarding the town. He was after an amethyst, and from that I also got another mayo machine. I feel like, wait, doesn't that kind of still look like Alex in the portrait, but just like dressed up? It literally still looks like Alex to me. I walked to the island from there where it was raining, which meant I could get a hint for the gem-bird puzzle, and a free gem of course. I don't trust my memory, so onto the to-do list it went, and I made sure to collect all the mussels from the beach, and got a snake vertebrae in the process. But I was ready here to try and catch some new fish and walnuts. It turns out that the specific island fish aren't catchable with a training rod, so all I got was trash, and I didn't find any of the walnuts either. I forgot to bring myself away home again, so I hung out in the saloon giving gifts, then made my next attempt at Junimo Kart. It was just going to be one attempt today, but I felt a bit messed up on this first level, so I had a do-over. It went much better next time, making it all the way to Sunset Speedway again, but the beginning of this level was particularly horrible today, and the first checkpoint wasn't for ages. It took 10 lives just to get there, and let's be honest, I was never going to make it right to the end like this. Why is this level so long? No, that's it. I was going to exhaust myself, but then remembered the sleep command can get me to bed. Then on day 74, the next batch of summer forage being harvestable in the greenhouse reminded me I could make my own grape starters with the seed maker. This meant I could ship the starter sooner than I thought, and I can plant one in the greenhouse to get another check for harvesting it later. I dried off at the desert, looking for quality cactus fruits for Pam's birthday. None out here this time, but I did find another golden relic. I had some mead to give to Pam instead, to bring us to 8 archipelago hearts. I wasn't too impressed with these rewards though. I topped up on tulip seeds whilst I was in there, then visited Marnie's trader to get a goat called Rocket, and got a bit of that money back at the Adventurers Guild cave, selling off my spare weapons and rings. As for that golden relic I've been carrying around, I donated it to the museum in exchange for a few bombs. Then I needed to visit Gus on the island, and as soon as I walked over there, I realised I forgot to bring a farm totem yet again. No, I forgot the— oh, and it's raining. To add insult to injury, the thanks I got for bringing Gus the frozen tear he asked for was inflation. All a ploy to raise prices? I thought better of you, Gus. Still brought some gifts for me to score some more friendship points, then did my usual sweep of the island for things like walnut opportunities, but this was the best find of the night. There's so many things that I could do— that's happening. A bit of iridium ore from level 9 foraging is nice too, I suppose. I had my next star drop for breakfast on day 75 for reaching level 6 archaeology, and got a couple of fun rewards for some new craftables, a foraging level from a tapper, and an auto grabber from a mushroom log. I needed to see Clint today to ask for my fruit bats instead of the axe upgrade, but also left with a mini obelisk recipe instead of the iron trash can upgrade. I wouldn't mind buying more, but I was low on funds. Didn't need any funds to request Robin's services today thankfully, first of all to move the farmhouse, or PS shop, but more importantly the mailbox with it. I wanted to move it to another location on the farm away from all of my machines and stuff, but whenever we next find a bomb trap in there. Kind of forgot to clear the space for it though, so I had to pop home to sort that real quick, so I could get it situated just below the farm pond. But I was also there to ask Robin to build my free stable. With the house struggle earlier serving as a wake-up call for the more neglected areas of my farm, I thought I'd better spend the rest of this day trying to tidy things up a little bit. And it wasn't till almost bedtime that I remembered to check on the greenhouse. I had a few crops ready, including some quality rice, and even if the reward I got instead sucked, I also hit my 8th archipelago farming level. That real foraging level from this morning's crafting was actually my 5th. I haven't really had any trouble with wood in this playthrough, so I opted for the chancel double forage. I was notified that I could afford a new hint on day 76, which got spent right away finding out how I can unlock the Parrot Express to potentially reach the inaccessible parts of the island. All I gotta do is ship some hash browns, which sometimes Gus can sell, or I'll need to find the recipe. Probably had a chance of finding it at the travelling card too, but she didn't bring one today. The omelette and the prehistoric skull were still of benefit, both of which got shipped. I was told by chat that Krobus can also sell cooked dishes on Saturday. Perfect timing. I brought over a gift as well, but there were only omelettes here too. That kinda sucked because they were much cheaper than the cart. Still made some purchases here, emptying the stock of solar essence because I'll need quite a few to craft the mini obelisks later on. That recipe was actually in the mail this morning, with the fiber seed recipe and a couple of auto grabbers amongst everything else. I don't have all the materials for the mini obelisk, but I do have the stuff for the fiber seeds, which just got me a pomegranate sapling. Shane was looking a bit different for his next birthday. I had a hot pepper for him this time and maxed his archipelago hearts. The summer seeds were fine, but he's also going to be sending some crows our way. Bit rude really. Good thing his friendship is maxed, I don't want to give him any more gifts after that. Moving on to something different, I collected my dresser and phone from my original house to move to the still very empty shed. Now I have easier access for gear and clothing storage, and I can check with Gus when I get out of bed to see if he's carrying the hash browns that day. He's only got ice cream today though. And then got the shock of my life for this day's greenhouse visit. Oh my god! I think I need some crows in here. I mean scarecrows, I don't need more crows, I really... My pineapple seed! No! I've had crows before, I was not expecting that though. Oh my god! That's hilarious. Rest in... Wait, my ancient seed is gone as well. Ah, brilliant, actually brilliant. Learn from me. Get your scarecrows placed everywhere, even indoors. Your stuff is not safe. With my plant chest getting full, I added a new chest for storage to help regulate my brain after that disaster, and I was happy that the travelling cart was still open so I could get myself another rare seed. This was a lesson learned. I'm going to start trying to keep spare seeds in case something happens to them. Then for the rest of the day, I slay grubs in the mines as a desperate attempt to get a hold of another ancient seed, and I actually picked one up before the end of the day. Did take me a few seconds to notice though. Oh! Oh, my luck is on my side. My dino laid its first egg on day 77. Gonna need a number of them, but my first will be going to the lakefish bundle. On my way up to the tent, I popped to the gembird puzzle because it's raining on the island, and used the one clue I had to help cycle through guessing the rest of the podiums. I just got a charcoal kiln for my efforts, and the mixed flower seeds from the lakefish bundle are no better either. I had another ruby spare after that, so I dropped it off to the museum, unlocking another mine elevator. At first I planned to go straight there, but I got sidetracked checking the bulletin board, and noticed that the bookseller was in town. I couldn't afford much here, but I grabbed the Combat Quarterly, and this first read doesn't give us combat XP, instead I got some Harvey Hearts. I did also want the Stardew Valley Almanac, so I made a couple of stop-offs to sell some spare goods to be able to afford it, and got quite the surprise when I was handing out gifts in Pierre's. Everyone can have coffee. What? As wild as the baby's trap is, even the ones in here are all named, and each one of the names have something to do with the Archipelago mod in some way. You can actually see all the names at once in the friendship tab, but I didn't know this yet, so I was using Look Up Anything to check them all out. Who's in the doorway? Archon Matrix, get out of my way, please. Blocking me NPS. Evelyn was looking kinda sus when I delivered her refined quartz, which made the complete sense when the thank you I got was another dose of inflation. Maybe we'd have better luck in the mines. There was a new elevator available, and being my lowest floor yet, it had some new rewards. A club upgrade and a combat level. That is better. I stayed in the mines on the earlier floors to hope for another ancient seed, whilst gathering some bug meat, and whilst we were all chatting away, that's when I found out about the friends list. Oh good lord. There I am! I think I heard from some of you last year mention that you had me as a child in your own save. Let me know who you've all got. No ancient seed tonight, but I did get my hands on my first animal cracker as a pleasant surprise. I had more than enough bug meat when I got home to feed the crabs, and to craft the sturdy ring which unlocked the Gateway Gazette TV channel, and that gives us hints for some of the locations we've not found yet. On day 78, we all got a little bit curious at how bad all of this inflation has been, and just see for yourself. 7 grand for a piece of wood? We are never buying materials. I checked the Gateway Gazette for the first time and was having a lot of trouble getting my head around these words today for some reason, but basically, if we can find the women's locker room, we can make it out to the southeast beach on Ginger Island. That's the bit just outside where the Pirates Cove usually is. I can't get there at the moment, so not much use right now. I can't process that for some reason. I literally can't process that. I don't know why my brain is just like, no. I wasn't expecting that to... I think I ran out of brain totem. Quite a lot of mails this morning, but the most fun thing in here was my club upgrade. Frying pan! That's funny. I know you're bashing everything with a frying pan. There was also a not so fun bomb trap, but now that we've relocated the house, all it really did was clear up some debris for us. Oh look! Wait, we have a horse! What are we gonna name the horse? I need a horse name. We deliberated on the names for a while, and we'll circle back to this later. I had some seed shopping to get on with, because I still hadn't refilled the greenhouse following the Chromageddon. I had another name to assign in the coop, with the first golden chicken finally hatched, and as per tradition, this one has to be Michael. He's always got to be our golden chicken. We still weren't ready to name the horse, it seems, because I spent the rest of the day pushing through the mines where I lost a whole bunch of friendship from slaying skeletons. No. No. We didn't want that. How many of these do I have? Can't remember if I ever said this, but this doesn't affect real hearts, just the archipelago ones, so any checks we haven't got from most people yet are further away again. Reaching floor 75 had a milder consequence, a nudge trap that moves our chests and hoppers around a bit. First nudge trap? Oh no! I have to find out how this works. Oh. Well, that's rude. Oh, I didn't even think of that. Oh! Oh, that was weird. That grossed me out. I don't know. The hop is a minor inconvenience, but I can rectify that. Didn't take me too long to rearrange stuff, and it was a bit tidier in the end. And it was like, when I came back, it was the physical movement of like all the chests just jumping that like, I almost gagged. I don't know what it was. Sounds very dramatic, but like, my hands are sweating. I did a bit of crafting after that, hoping to redeem the day's checks in some way, and it worked. An ancient seed for this deluxe scarecrow. Not so much with the treasure totem. With the treasure totem, Instead of shipping this first treasure totem, I brought it to the beach to use. Glass shards? Glass shards? Glass shards? Glass shards? No. Please, I'm begging you. I really want... Stop giving me anchors! The clay is even not ideal. Okay, we can read this. We can get the, wait, can we actually get the thing, or is it another check situation? There it is. What was that noise? Just gotta ship those off for the backpack upgrade, which as usual will take an extra day to arrive in the mail. Hehe, backpack. As for this next day's mail, something a little more nasty. Why? Alright, it's not that bad for us. This made it a perfect day to get some help from our new animal friend, and we went for a plant-themed name, Sprout the Horse. Just a tiny bit faster than going on foot in these conditions. I rode up to the community tent to donate a skeletal tail to the slime farmer bundle of all things, which was hiding my next axe upgrade. Despite my lack of speed, I thought I should get on with repairing all that lost friendship for the day, and it was almost evening before I realised that because I updated the mod before the stream, the sprite randomizer had reset. Had to turn that back on right away. Chaos has been restored. Well, chaos squared. I was back to my speedy self for day 80, which is also when I could collect my first backpack upgrade and my axe upgrade from the letterbox. Our third flower dance occupied this day, and this time I wanted to dance with Maru. The way that Gunther's looking at Caroline, which is Emily. Oh. Wait, Caroline? Hence the confusion. Her sprite for the day was quite unfortunate though, I will say. He didn't get me any new friendship checks either, but now we get to enjoy a pretty messed up flower dance. Like, what is this? There's too many Morrises, I hate this. Morris they all just stand there, look at that. Needed a walk to clear my head after that, so I used my stronger axe to gain entry to the secret woods for the first time. I didn't find anything new in here today, so I just chopped the hardwood and squished the slimes. I picked some flowers from the greenhouse on day 81 and cut down the wheat, which was all to be replaced by potatoes, rice and artichokes from the Pierre Bear. Once the greenhouse was planted, I wanted an afternoon on Ginger Island. I gathered more hardwood there and hunted for more walnut checks, including trying to blow up this rock which didn't work. Still got a basic pickaxe, you see, so this one always taunts me a little as I pass it. At least I came here guaranteeing I could get something new, because I came here with the hardwood and the batteries for the last 2 boat repair checks, which just got me a rare crow and some key gems. As I exited the cave where I'd usually be stuck, I got a cutscene with Leo. I did skip this one, impatiently wanting to see if that would land me elsewhere, but no, still stuck in the rock. With a farm totem though, so not much choice besides warping home, because as a reminder, we blew this rock up ages ago, and it gave us something else instead. I gotta find Professor Snail's freedom elsewhere. The bookseller was back today. I only had enough cash for 1 book again, so I picked the bait and bubble one, and flicking through it, I found another stupid double bed. I've thrown so many of these away. Some of our chatters thought they saw that the North Turtle was no longer there, so I went back to Ginger Island to check it in case we could access some new areas, but there it still lies in its tropical hibernation. I remembered to bring a farm totem with me, which meant I could get back to the valley and donate this mineral I've been carrying for 2 mega bombs, and this reminded me to dig for the artifact from the waterfall north of Geode. I was not expecting to find another new one on the way too. Bit late in the day now, so I'll donate them tomorrow. As underwhelmed as I was to find a coral in the fish pond the next day, it did level up my fishing, and that unlocked a Junimo Heart. A free rare seed from the greenhouse from crafting a crystal path was much more my speed. Gotta wait for that to arrive tomorrow, but I had plenty of spare things I could plant in place of the fresh flowers, getting it done just in time for a sunfish frenzy to begin in town. I need to catch a few of those for a quest, but this was also my first one, which got me a couple of hearts with the wizard. Thanks to the frenzy, it wasn't long before I had all the sunfish I needed, but I had some other things on my mind before I wanted to check in with Demetrius, like opening my mystery boxes and geodes, including a prismatic shard which I need to ship, as well as a new museum piece, but I want to duplicate the mineral first, so I just handed over the 2 artifacts from yesterday to get an oil maker and some forage seeds. It's Pierre's birthday again today, and I wanted to get the rest of his friendship over with, so I brought him a magic rock candy and a Stardrop tea. Getting up to 10 Archipelago hearts got me a movement speed bonus, but there was now debris all over his shop. I didn't have my axe with me, and there was a piece of wood blocking the door, but all I had to do was wait for anyone to leave with the power to trample the thing, instead of panicking and just sleeping on the spot. I felt pretty good about keeping my thoughts calm and organised, but there was then a random teleport trap I forgot about waiting in the mail, from shipping some goat milk. Where did we end up? A new version of the witch hut, which I guess is Electo's basement? I could grab the magic ink, but I had no idea where we were. Using the ladder, we found where Pam now lives, and going out the door, we met Sandy for the first time. I thought this was an amazing happy accident, except we're behind the bouncer. But if you try going back up the stairs, you do get put in the shop with a mega bomb as punishment. I used this opportunity to buy all the rhubarb seeds on offer, along with a couple of cactus seeds because the one in the greenhouse got eaten, and to leaving through the front door of the shop, we found the women's locker room, which led us to the southeast beach of Ginger Island. If it sounds familiar, it's because we heard about this in the Gateway Gazette. I grabbed the walnuts here that I could, getting a hopper and 4 omni-geodes, and even though the resort isn't repaired, I could still get back out to the dock area. I could then make use of the evening at the saloon, where I bought the new dish on offer and handed out gifts. Oh wait, what? Did anyone just see? I mean, okay. And because it was a Friday night, Demetrius was here for me to hand in the fishing quest. Taxes! Was not expecting to get robbed here. Of course I didn't leave without having my next few attempts at Junimo Kart. I spent 30 real life minutes on it tonight and made it to the final level twice, but I still didn't have the win in me this time. On day 83 I had enough hint points to find out how to free Professor Snail. That's what I'll get instead of the fried calamari recipe, which needs more real hearts with Jody, so hopefully I can remember this when I can next afford a hint. I bought everything except the chair from the travelling cart on my way back to the farm, and because it was my second one of both of the artifacts, I could donate them straight to the museum for some monsters and cinder shards. I used my frying pan to make things safe in there again. A little harder with some of the monsters being invisible in that building, but it was worth a few extra iridium ore. When I made it back to the farm, I had some of yesterday's debris to clear up, and I'm really glad I didn't level up archaeology before I killed those monsters because it made me weak for the rest of the day. I did have one more museum donation from home today, a fire opal, which was a bit kinder to me. Then I wanted to pop to the island again with a rare crow to protect any island crops, because those aren't safe from the crow traps either. I also wanted to check my farm cave whilst I was there for new shipping items, but even with this, I'm still going to need to grow each one of the fruit saplings and harvest them, as they all have their own checks too. We just have to go enough time without the Benjamin Budton traps reversing our crops, because it does affect the fruit trees too. Anyway, here's a brief break for something more fun and silly. Oh my god. Henchmen making soup, and they're doing some sort of ritual, clearly. On a completely unrelated note, here's a little warning for some brief snippets of the video with a quality change. Parts of this recording got corrupted, so I had to use the actual VODs from the stream in a couple of places which look a little different. What's a long video without some sort of tech issues, eh? Thank goodness the VODs are like a backup. I actually then planned to spend the rest of this day in the volcano, but forgot about the weakness affecting me, so I better sleep it off instead. Day 84 had the next rice harvest, which got planted with the rhubarb and some more summer forage. Now that I have my strength back, I wanted to take care of a monster slaying quest for the wizard, but not before sorting through my mail. Oh no, we're going to do it in the dark. Alright, that's fine. Stepping stone path, we can do that too. To be fair, this wasn't too bad for the task of dust sprites. It was funny having even more monsters appear from a trap on this already busy floor, but I had the quest done by then, and could head to the wizard for my next reward. Completely forgot I had the magic ink, so I got the cutscene for it, but it gave me the monster quest reward first of some deluxe speed grow. The magic ink one was much better, the water obelisk, which I was conveniently here to build right away. I did also get the free Junimo hut built because why not? Despite my lower vision, I decided to give the volcano a go again anyway. My weapon is also not ideal for this place, so between that and the darkness, I had a bit of a hard time. Finding my first mummified bat made it worth being in here on its own. I do need 4 of them, but it's a start. And we got a Prizzy and a Coop upgrade from this Mystic Stone. Since I wasn't very good at finding the exits, I didn't make it to the top today, passing out on level 9 with a last minute 500 gold. I didn't find any seasons though, so we're going back to spring. It's like I'm cursed with a full year of the same season, and look at Electo trying to cheer me up by leaving me a gift of a void egg. My first slime egg greeted me on the farm on day 85. I was going to ship it right away, but I need it for the trash bundle first. I was happy to see I could make space in the greenhouse for one of my pineapple seeds from the volcano yesterday. I did get more than one, but I didn't plant them all to make sure I have some spare. Yes, I do have 3 scarecrows in here, but if the Archipelago mod has taught me anything, it's that I should always be prepared with a plan B. For today's travelling cart visit, I bought a fishing level, as well as some star shards for the Crystarium, and another spare rare seed. Then popped back to the area shortly after because I forgot to bring the bear some maple syrup in the secret woods. I got an iridium sprinkler for it, and gathered all the hardwood there, but it was also my first time checking out this crow's shop because this wasn't added yet when I first played the vanilla 1.6 update for the first time. If you didn't know, you can repurchase any unique items here you've lost, though none of these are of interest to me here. I then dropped some items to the community tent, checking off the quality foraging bundle for a health bonus. I haven't forgotten to replant the rest of the greenhouse by the way. I did buy more seeds, with more potatoes and yams being the priority. With a quick trip to see Grobbin, I asked to begin that last free coop upgrade. Then I was gathering some ingredients together for new recipes to cook, when I realised I still can't make the bread I need for some of them. I made haste to the island to see Gus who sells it, except I just spent all my money on seeds so I can't afford it. The only one I could do for now was the roots platter, for which I'll get a sword upgrade. We'll get something else new for shipping it too. And for some last minute shippables, I checked the key shop and found some pressure nozzles to sell. I also grabbed some crafting recipes, and my late night DIY sesh gave me the ostrich incubator recipe and my last backpack upgrade. On day 86, I had some help turning the speed buffs down a little. I hadn't found them all yet, and things were getting a little out of control. This is much more manageable. I wanted to visit the swamp for the first time in a while, and because it has been a while, there were some cutscenes waiting for us. Our goblin friend got fired by the wizard after we distracted him with the void mayo. Not that it mattered, she hadn't paid him in ages, and now that he's way less busy, he's got time to become friends with us. New friend! Goblin friend! Oh my god, a dream, what a dream. I then observed all the crops growing here when I got something nasty. Those fruits look odd. Am I exploring? Shuffle trap! No! I still stayed for a snack, even after that happened. Then checking what was still in my backpack after that shuffle, I was still carrying the red mushroom I wanted to give to Abigail, but for a moment here, I forgot about the doors being shuffled. This isn't where I'm supposed to go. She lives in the farmhouse. As soon as I got back to the farm, I did take a moment to assess the damage from the trap and reorganize things, because this tends to shuffle my brain along with it, and some chests were definitely better off than others. I think there was something up with Abigail by the time I gave her the red mushroom. Maybe she was working on a cure for whatever she had going on here, but a nudge of all the chests just as I reorganized was the thanks I got. Why is everyone so determined to mess up my stuff? Returning all my items to where they belong ate up so much of my day, between my chests at the mines, Ginger Island, and both of my fridges, though I did forget that I intentionally left the island fridge empty to keep it safe from this very thing. I took a stroll around the forest and dug up an ancient doll I need. Ancient doll! I need that! For the chef's bundle. I donated it that evening so I don't accidentally use it for anything else, and came back out to something quite disturbing. Oh. Maro, I'm not sure that's how you use a telescope. I'm surprised to see you here so late. I wouldn't put my face too close to that. Get me out of here. I don't want to put my face on that. Oh, a book. Oh, I need to ship it. If this is how one gets pink eye. That can't possibly be the last thing I do that day. so I donated my pyrite to the museum and got a quality sprinkler for it. On day 87, I could buy another couple of artifacts from the cart. Could have done with a book as well, but I couldn't afford it. Even though that rusty spare was an option to donate to the exotic foraging bundle, I decided to ship this one instead, hopeful that I could get some of the other items in its place. I could also ship a jamborite because I already had another which could now go to the museum. Foraging level, I'll take that. I checked Willie's shop for the first time in a while for anything new, and seeing these bobbers for sale reminded me I had a few new ones I could craft. One of them? Great. Wonderful. The other two I made were a little bit better thankfully, but those weren't all I crafted. I found several things I could get off the list with decent results. The mushroom boxes here are fun. It means we never have to pick between the fruit bats or the cave really. We had a few first harvests over in the greenhouse. The fairy rose, the blueberry, and the tomato, which sent me a pressure nozzle, the weather channel, and the fish stew recipe, but there were also some more quality potatoes, giving me enough of them to give to the raccoons to complete one of their bundles. I got 12 geodes this time, and because I've unlocked a few progressive raccoons, we can see the next bundle right away. The golden mystery box was no problem, but I didn't have access to the other two options yet, so I held off handing anything in. I did get a Nautilus shell in the day's mail though, and I wanted to bring that to the community tent before I accidentally use it on something else, but I got a very rude furniture rearranging when I said hi to little Linus for the day. After leaving the shell behind, I fixed my chests at home, and brought all my spare weapons and rings to the Adventurers Guild cave where Marlon was hanging out in crow form. The head tilt portrait has got to be my favourite. Day 88 I had some skeletons to squish in the mines. This worked out well with the good luck, because I was also able to progress through some deeper floors. I got a whole load of totems on floor 80, got the dig site bridge fix on 85, found the bread recipe and the silo on floor 90, learned the spaghetti recipe on floor 95, and instead of the usual star drop on floor 100, there was a pressure nozzle and a watering can upgrade. It was at that point I made my exit that night, because I still wanted enough time to make the walk up to the wizard to turn in the monster request, where I claimed a fishing bar size bonus. What an incredibly productive day. On day 89, I could afford another hint. We really do need to find another season somewhere, and believe it or not, after the horrors of my last playthrough, the next best season we could possibly look for is actually summer, for its huge friendship game potential at the luau. Raccoon Quest 6? Perhaps that one isn't in our near future. I brought a fire quartz to the museum from yesterday's mining adventures, and got the wood sign recipe. I then replanted the greenhouse with yams in place of the ripe summer forage. I didn't have enough yam seeds, so even more summer forage it is. The kitchen got a fleeting visit for me to cook a couple of new things for a hoe upgrade and a slime egg press, and returned to my greenhouse after that, having just got a tip from the chat that I might want to replant my fruit saplings. The Benjamin Budton traps have also been reversing the fruit tree growth, sending them back several months. Of course they usually only take 1 month to grow when freshly planted, so now that we can retrieve the saplings after the 1.6 update, I could uproot all these trees and plant them again, so I don't have to wait another 62 days for them to grow. I then asked Robin in the desert to build my silo. It didn't really fit anywhere I wanted it, so for now it's going near Grandpa's shrine where it's out of the way. Today was the first since my second backpack upgrade that I've had enough money for the backpack check from Pierre, so I went and bought just that, just in case I get hit with taxes again. 10 grand for 20 deluxe fertilizer is a terrible deal. Typical ripoff from Pierre. I guess this is Pierre's own goblin mode, but I also engaged mine tonight. I've had all these extra auto grabbers stored up, and a fun thing about the Archipelago mod is that they can grab items from the townies' houses. A literal thief device. It will lower friendship with said people though, so I wanted to pick a location where I already had all the Archipelago hearts I needed, and right now, that would be Haley and Emily's. Spoiler alert though, after checking it a few times in the future I never got anything from it, so either I'm really unlucky, or this isn't a good spot. Probably the latter. The Lewis icon. I was just spat out my drink. On day 90, the cart had a book for me to ship. Then for my new dish of the day of the maple bar, I got an iridium sprinkler. While checking my journal, I found I had a quest to bring 10 deluxe fertilizer to the swamp, so I went and did just that. I was not expecting a pickaxe upgrade to come of this, so worth it. Electro was grateful that I brought them, but she was expecting them to magically work instantly. I explained that they do take a bit of time, which really set in the reality that farming requires patience. She asked me to follow her inside for a reward, which was to teach me to make a special brew. This must be super secret if she's hiding in the wall for it, and taking a sip it was thick, spicy and sweet. Did we just make a hot sauce or something? I mean, given it's good for digestion, I'm not so sure. Anyway, back on the farm, the void chick had hatched. I'm literally gonna call this void chicken January, because like, January is a void for a lot of people. I then had a go at making that ginger tincture recipe Electo just taught me, and got another hopper for it. Not brave enough to sample my work myself, it went into the shipping bin. I also got the wood sign recipe in the mail that day, so after crafting it, the travelling cart will come to town on Thursdays too. I was hoping for some new items amongst these geodes and mystery boxes I opened at Clint's, and even though I got nothing new from the geodes, I could ship the marble I got, along with a bunch of cooked dishes I got from the boxes. Don't worry, I did already have another marble to craft the brazier, and it'll be nice to get some magma geodes in return. Much better than the Jojo Cola I got from this wild bait. Speaking of bait, the only other thing I already did this evening was take a supply of bait down to the beach with me to store in the mines chest for close proximity to my crab pots. On day 91 I got my copper pickaxe upgrade in the mail, along with some surprise seeds from Electo. What are those? New seeds! Void mint and vile ancient fruit. I wasn't sure how to get more of these yet, so I only planted one of each, in case anything happens to them, and shipped one of each too. Those magma geodes from yesterday's crafting got me double jaspers. Kinda perfect because I could just ship one and donate the other right away, without having to wait for the Crystarium, and got even more geodes from the museum. I had some errands to run on the island next, but when I got there, it seems it was time to bring a suddenly aged Leo to the pier to see if he wants to move to town. Took me a moment to really take in what was going on. It's the sprites! It's the fashion show one. And this face actually fooled me for a second into thinking he might not agree to move this time. Okay. Right, skip from here. Oh, I didn't bring it. Yeah, so I literally came here mainly for Alex's request for a horseradish that I forgot to bring with me, so I paid the ADHD tax in farm totems. Of course I handed out some gifts whilst I was there, but Alex was still working out in his room which I was locked out of. I didn't want to miss my chance to complete the bulletin board request, so I just waited in the house for him to emerge. Wasn't sure I wanted another movement speed bonus for it though. Lewis was at the saloon by that point for me to give him another birthday gift, and I got a Jojo Cola for hitting 8 hearts with him. Then it was time for my next go at Junimo Kart. I made it to the last level again on the day's first attempt, so let's see how it goes this time. Nope. Okay. I keep holding my breath, which is definitely not helping. I can't help it. I feel like there's so many occasions in this where I shouldn't have lived, but here I am living. Damn it. Oh, that went back so far. No! I don't have any words for what just happened there. Okay. Take a checkpoint. I just forgot to jump. The fruits are really bad on this one. Stop reading the chat. Stop reading the chat. No fruit for me. I've already had more than my 5 a day, apparently. No! Make them checks. Absolutely not. I don't approve of this. Do not use that as encouragement. Oh, fruit. No! I thought I was hitting the end of that one. I need to stop trying to make that specific jump. Right, I know what I'm doing. I'm just trying not to scream. I'm literally trying not to scream. I'm trying. And all I got was a freaking leprechaun hat. Wasn't even worth it. I just did all that for a leprechaun hat. Ah, get me out of here. Oh, dinosaur egg. Oh no, what am I going to do with this one? I need to do so many things. Right, I'm going to go donate this one. It's over. I don't have to touch the arcade machines ever again in this run. I'm not going to say ever again necessarily because we all know what I'm like. Keys, Junimo Kart. Oh, no, don't. I have to... No. 50,000 points. No, I forgot about that. I did forget about that. Just breathing for a second. I'm just recovering some air for my lungs. You know when you have that like anxiety where it feels like your lungs have just been turned inside out? That's what I feel like right now. There's still some parts of my lungs that haven't come back to the right way out. Once I recovered from all that excitement, I crafted my mini obelisk, but all I got was a pomegranate sapling. I put one by the farm entrance and the other by the greenhouse, but honestly, I rarely ever use them. I awoke to a confusing sight on day 92. Oh. Oh. I was like, wait, why is Kent here? It's not Kent, it's Gus. Good morning. Leave. That got me a new crafting recipe, the mini jukebox, earning me a mini fridge. Love it. Amongst the mail pile were my personal Junimo Kart machine and my leprechaun hat. I mean, I just have to wear it now, right? Perhaps it will bring me luck for the travelling cart today. Well, that and the fact that the lovely Caitlin in the chat just decided I was going to find a certain something in here. I don't have a particular favourite, but I don't like him. As a reminder, the reason we're so excited about the hash browns was that shipping one would unlock our Parrot Express on Ginger Island. Ooh, I can get this other mudstone, it's only 25 as well. Just about lost my mind. I darted straight to the kitchen to cook it, forgetting I don't actually have the recipe yet until I receive it in the mail tomorrow. Still a good thing I came over this way though. I got a free eel in the trash. It was then over to the museum with a mudstone to donate now that I had a second one, and all this time something extremely important was just sitting in one of my chests. Ooh. Season jump scare. No way. Okay, we're getting another season. This is a really good 24 hours in Stardew Valley. We're actually going to start our second year with another season. I circled back to the farm and emptied the crab pond. I didn't make it to the special 10 crabs for Willie's approval, but I really wanted to start breeding these eels for shipping and recipes. I then wanted to chop some more hardwood in the secret woods, and got stunned by this on my way there. An eye trap. Oh, it's jazz, isn't it? That's... Look at that for an animation. The slime here will be good towards pressing into eggs too. Like, look at all the slime-related activities I need to do. I then wanted to turn in early that night so I could grab the hash brown recipe early on day 93. Crafting my first one got me some extra cups of coffee, and then I made an extra one to go into my first dish of the sea, which got me some mail order nausea. The other dish of hash browns is of course going in the shipping bin. Checking on my animals, I realised I was out of food. How's this doing? Oh, I need to fill my silo. I can fill my silo. It just dawned on me. Didn't take long to get that sorted. Then I went for a rainy forest walk that afternoon to collect moss and fibre, and to remove some of the building up debris. I could also make another museum donation on my way past. 5 grand for this ornament. I made sure to grab the secret woods goodies too, and hit level 10 foraging, instead unlocking cauliflower seeds. It's always a good day when we unlock a new crop seed. Having recently got the desert totem recipe, that reminded me I needed to check what the trader was hiding in its stead. 50 I'm good. Not a totally wasted desert trip, because I also needed to deliver a horseradish to Robin. Are you kidding me? Here's a little something for my trouble. You've just given me more trouble. Not ideal with a debris trap also affecting the farm, and a cleanup sesh occupied my evening. Day 94, I put my cauliflower seed in with some hyperspeed grow before finding a second Bic site at the travelling cart to donate, much to Willie's delight apparently. Then when I got back to the farm, I picked up some more seeds from Pierre so I could replant in the spare greenhouse space, though I did keep one cauliflower seed to ship. I came back to the museum around lunchtime where the kids and the crows were studying to bring Vincent some grapes for his birthday. I was expecting another unlock, but the pariah traps have undone pretty much all of our hard work. I did a round of the island collecting stuff whilst I was over there to see if the Parrot Express was open yet, but it wasn't. Still gotta wait for the mail, but we did get something in the way of progress from this trip in the form of Autumn's bounties. I bought both from Gus, one to ship and one as a spare gift, then returned to the valley to bother Clint after his closing time to purchase a few more checks from the tool upgrades that I don't need right away as such, but I wanted to get the milder traps out of the way and gain a few more hint points ready for when I next need it. On day 95 I could hop on the Parrot Express to enter the previously inaccessible region. We're in the north! Give me the walnuts. Give me the walnuts. I didn't bring a slingshot. We already got the dig site bridge fixed some time ago, but I still needed to buy the check. 10 walnuts for 10 hardwood. And it was such a relief getting to clear out all the bones and rocks that are built up here. What a good little progress burst. Now for the entrances. The tent is now covering the quarry cave, and inside the volcano entrance is where Professor Snail will be based whenever we manage to free him. I located the rest of the walnuts from this area and checked on the island trader where my bok choy seeds were hiding behind the deluxe retaining soil recipe. I don't have any cinder shards right now, but I did have the bone frags to get the scarecrow, and before disappearing to get the materials, I paid the nearby parrot for my shed upgrade. I was also going to grab my slingshot at home, but then I realised I hadn't actually unlocked any of these yet, so that walnut will have to wait. We thought our next big progress burst would probably be behind fishing checks. The next hint got used on a fishing rod upgrade, which I can get by shipping a cherry. I haven't checked the bat cave in ages! Oh, we have both! Ooh! We can dry fruit and stuff now. Oh, let's dry some mushrooms. I'm going to take it home actually, because I'm going to forget that this is there. Well, isn't that an unbelievable stroke of luck? And of course, I grabbed my bok choy seed unlock from the island trader. I also found another journal scrap when clearing out the dig site earlier, the one that makes this walnut diggable, which got me a pearl, and the Jewels of the Sea book power. It was then over to Pierre's to buy some bok choy seeds to plant in the greenhouse. Good thing some crops have grown to free up the space. I need quality ones though, so I had to reset some of the spots to replace them with deluxe fertilizer. The gold grapes I just harvested meant I now had enough to donate to the Calico bundle, which just got me a rubbish lupini painting, as well as being able to complete the missing bundle next to my other house. A quality— Stop with these quality bobbers! I then squeezed in a couple more wins for this day, trading a diamond for a star drop with Shane, and got a luck bonus from cooking some stuffing. Got a decent haul from the night shipping checks too. Day 96 was the start of a new stream, so it looks like we got the rod upgrade earlier than expected. It is just the bamboo pole, but it does give us more options. Before starting work on that, I asked Robin to upgrade my shed house, then picked the beach as my first spot to test the new rod. It took ages between the bite time and the luck of the catches to find anything new, but I eventually got my first herring on the line, which came with an iridium fireplace. I got level 5 fishing for a pack of speed grow, though this treasure chest was pretty good, the magnets I need for a bundle, then I also caught my first anchovy for some frozen geodes, and a flounder for an extra treasure chest. I was sure by the evening that I'd caught everything catchable there for now, and donated some of the day's finds to the community tent, where I completed the green rain bundle. Hey, a mayo machine, I did not need another one of those. Oh, I need more bream as well. Maybe I should go catch more bream. Oh, ghostfish. Ghostfish and bream, they're two easy ones. Let's go do that. I'll do the ghostfish first, because that's not the mines. Never mind. I'll go to the bream first, I guess. 2 breams. It took me till midnight to catch the 2 gold bream I needed. Bit late to donate them now. One of the night's shipping rewards was a farming level from the magnet, which meant I had some new craftables on day 97. So, fences? No! Oh, okay. Well, that's not the end of the world, although if I exit now, I'm going to be in the egg festival. Thankfully, I had the materials still on me to craft the preserves jar, which got me a worm bin, and some basic retaining soil for a couple more artifact troves. I was then ready for the 4th and final egg festival of the year. I still haven't unlocked strawberries, so no seeds for me again, but being even faster than last time, I amassed a whole 18 eggs, and added another prize ticket to my growing stockpile, but the best part of this day was finding out that the island resort is soon to be restored thanks to shipping some raisins that morning. By day 98, I'd accumulated enough geodes and stuff to want to get them opened at Clint's again, and brought 3 new donations to the museum. Out of all of these, I was most looking forward to getting my hands on an iridium band. I got another artifact on the farm from a dig spot, another rusty spur which I decided this time I would donate to the community tent. Kinda perfect because I needed to bring the 2 breams to the same bundle anyway, leaving just 1 item remaining, the easiest of which will be the ghostfish. Stop trying to go to the mines, this is not the mines! Oh, I should probably try for the largemouth bass here. Yes, that's the 2nd time in the same stream. I caught my first largemouth bass a couple of in-game hours later, then after emptying my backpack, I made my way to the mines for real this time, to try and catch the ghostfish on floor 20. I was expecting this to be easy, given how common they usually are, but no, I actually caught 3 stonefish without seeing a single ghostfish. I moved on to floor 60 instead to change things up, and had some better luck catching 2 of them that night, 1 to ship, and 1 to complete the exotic foraging bundle. Heavy tapper? I mean, that's okay. On day 99, I asked for a hint for the railroad boulder, forgetting I'd already done that earlier. Thankfully, it doesn't waste the hint points if you ask for something twice, so I used the opportunity to hint for the pemmican recipe it's gonna need. I need to ship a fish stew, and checking my recipes, I didn't realise I already knew how to make it. Good thing there were tomatoes ready for it in the greenhouse, and I could also harvest my first bok choy, which gave me the art of crabbing book power, as well as my first void mint, which just came with some basic fertilizer. Sadly, I am missing the crayfish for the stew, so it's time to move my crab pots back to the farm. Gotta get on with other things whilst we wait for that, so I went shopping at the merchant's cart for the new artifacts before whizzing off to Ginger Island. The resort is now open, which grants us easy access to the southeast beach, where Sandy's shop is hiding out. I bought a few rhubarb seeds whilst I was in there, then hunted for new fish, finding a library book from my first lionfish, electo hearts from fishing a walnut, and another crystallarium from a tuna. I headed to the dig site next to clear out the new nodes where I hit level 9 mining, and brought a couple of treasure totems to use there for more artifacts and geodes. I just about managed to catch Crow Clint at home to open everything I got, and amongst the loot, I found 2 copies of the treasure appraisal guide, so I can read one to get the skull brazier recipe and ship the other. Then in this next string of donations, I found lots of rewards and no traps this time. Day 100 had the next major crop harvest. No first time picks today, but this was progress towards various bundles. I still need more quality yams and bok choys, so I refilled on those seeds to replant, then brought the day's crops to the tent to complete the crab pot bundle. No extra crab pots for us though, we get a ruby ring instead, and with the farm fossil completing the demolition bundle, we earned some Alex hearts. I did a bit of DIY back on the farm for a few new rewards of mixed usefulness, but as goes what feels like the motto in the Archipelago mod, at least it wasn't a trap. It's been a while since I've remembered to check the key quests. Oh my god, Pierre inside Pierre's, except it's the walnut room. And here we found one that we've been dreading. Oh no. I accepted the quest reluctantly. Might as well try and get it out of the way this week. Not right now though. My immediate plans involve mining for some more copper ore so that I could craft my first furnace. I'd forgotten about this, having got several pre-made ones as a reward, so I got a long overdue quest completion with it. Some more treasure and money coming my way. I also had another round of museum donations on my person, one of which unlocked my first slingshot, which I'll get tomorrow. And I had to come back to the library before I even got home, with chat reminding me of a book I hadn't read here yet. Just a golden walnut, but also a hint point. Then I could get back to what I was about to do, which was sort through my letterbox. Didn't appreciate a bomb trap lying within my very first package though. No, the crab pots. Oh, it doesn't affect them. Okay, that's a relief. Some much better things followed on after that, like this friendship bonus with everyone. Whoa! Oh, Island North Turtle, there we go. Now we can just freely get around Ginger Island. Unfortunately, there was also a budton trap in here, so my crops were all seeds again, and I had to reset all my fruit trees. Will they ever grow? It's all good though, I was very much cheered up overnight. Hey! Oh, minecarts, wait a minute! The crab pots finally graced us with some crayfish on day 101, so I could go cook up that fish stew. That alone unlocked carrot seeds, but obviously it's the shipping reward we're really after, so we can learn the pemmican recipe soon. I had 51 mails to sift through today. Got a star drop in one of them, and no paper cuts fortunately, but you could argue that there was something worse. We made it through the mail. We made it through the mail, but I'm frozen. No! Never mind, okay, I guess we're passing out today. At least the minecarts could get repaired for real this time. I went cart shopping early on day 102. I usually ignore things like this path on offer, but I don't have the recipe for this one, and buying it means I can get the shipping check early. I also bought the Archipelago item, which was just a pack of beach totems, and an artifact to put on a display. I then had a few more cooking and crafting recipes I could test out before heading off to Ginger Island to claim the slingshot walnut, and make my way through the quarry cave. The scythe upgrades are things we can unlock, though there's something else at the statue at the end, and for me, this was an iridium sprinkler. I then thought it was about time to give the Junimo Kart key quest a bash. To win, I need at least 50,000 points in endless mode. You only get one life for this. One of the things I figured out was, especially in the earlier levels, getting all of the fruit is like a must. If I haven't got all of the fruit at the first 2 levels, I might as well just restart. Ending a level with all 3 fruits adds another 5,000 points to the score, so making sure I have all of them on the earlier, easier levels will mean I don't have to survive quite as far through the game. My first go I made it to 30,000 points. Nope, I just binned it. I absolutely just binned it, didn't I? And then followed many losses. No! Whoa! That was risky. Ah! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. No! Of course we did have a few rounds of dying horrifically close to the wind too. Oh my god, oh my god. That was scary. This is the bit where I really need to focus. My heart is racing! What was with the high note? I don't know. Oh my god, no! No! I was like 2,000 points away. Ah! Things are starting to get blurry. Oh no, not this again. The noises help, okay? Oh no. No! There's you being bad at it, then there's the game screwing with you. What, like that? Oh my god. Oh my god. They just want to give me an aneurysm. Oh no. Oh my god, the speed gain. And no, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Oh my god, are you joking me? Okay, we're fine. No! I kept landing just out of reach so many times that I was determined to get this done today. I couldn't guarantee that it wouldn't take this many extra attempts on a later date as well. I need to calm down. This is not an okay jump. Okay, it's an okay jump. That was risky. Oh my god. Please. Just get through. Just get through the level. Oh my god, I've done it. Oh my god. Get me out of it. Okay, let's just see how far we can go now, I guess. Oh, we did it. We freaking did it. Oh, there we go. We got a dagger for that. I'm okay with that. Oh my god. Literally trying to breathe. Yeah, that's my heart rate, but a whole half a real life hour of sheer stubbornness got us through. Just taking some deep breaths, allow my body to calm down. I can't believe I chose fishing as my calm down activity, but I knew I had a check waiting for me here for catching my first discus. There's a discus. Oh, Emily hearts. Oh my god. Once I grabbed all the hardwood and said hi to the island house residents, I could leave the area to get to the Pirate's Cove via the swamp tunnel, but I had a cutscene when I got there. Seems Electo was pleased with the produce from the fertilizers we brought her a while back, and if we did find any crops here, we're now welcome to harvest them. For some reason, that then triggered the Wizard Railroad cutscene. Oh no. Am I going to be put here now? This did actually land us at the railroad, so even though we haven't cleared the boulder yet, we can still find out what's here. Fizz and the island cave are now inside the bathhouse, but we can't check what's inside the railroad cave till we find the dark talisman. As is the way with Archipelago, it's not in its usual spot, so I used a hint to find out how to get it. Ship the glacier fish? Well, that's not good. I got what I could from the area, so it was time to leave. Oh, I do be stuck now though. Thankfully, the unstuck command helped us out this time. You should be more careful. I didn't intend to be here. On day 103, I harvested a bunch more bok choy in the greenhouse, which gave me enough gold quality ones for the raccoon bundle, except I was so excited to get to the sewer that I forgot to hand it in. That railroad cutscene last night means we could ask Krobus to open the bugler entrance for us, so we can find out what's inside instead, and that's where we found Skull Caverns. All this time, so close to home. I came out to hand the raccoons the rest of their supplies, wasn't fussed about the deluxe speedway reward, I just wanted to know what the next bundle would be. Tiger slime, sweet gemberry. Oh my god. I didn't even have the gold morels at home, so I did a sweep of the secret woods for more. Yay! Oh my god, there's loads of them, what the heck? They're all silver! I had to be here to catch my first wood skip as well, and that gave me a slime incubator. I then wanted to go back to the Pirate's Cove we missed out on yesterday, and got a cutscene in the swamp yet again. Something wasn't quite looking right with Zik, but he seemed content enough. But once that was done, it kicked me out to the railroad again. Oh, not again! Whilst I was there, I fished up the lost necklace from the bathhouse, then used the unstuck command again to squeeze through the boulder back into town. Before trying to get back into the Pirate's Cove again, I brought some ingredients to my kitchen to cook the pemmican for the first time, ready for the shipping bin, so we won't have to unstuck ourselves from the boulder anymore. Then I could finally get into the swamp without interruption, so I could fish for the stingray at the Pirate's Cove. I also pulled up the remaining fishing walnuts, so that evening I gained a cherry sapling, hearts with Chaos the cat, another bee house, 1,000 gold, and for catching my first super cucumber, I got some seafoam pudding. There are also some new fish in the swamp, and out there I caught a swamp leech, which sent me another auto petter, and came with some bonus treasure. Then my final catch of the night was a void salmon, which sent me the red plate recipe. There are more fish here, but it was getting late, and I felt done with fishing for the day. As with many mornings, day 104 began with some artifact shopping at the cart, and despite the skeletal hand's $8 grand price tag, I picked it up anyway, ready for the displays, given we'll never know when we'll next be hit with taxes. I also grabbed a couple more rare seeds, now that we need a sweet gemberry for the raccoons. Nearby, I had to fish some more in the secret woods for a while, for another wood skip because I need one for the ocean fish bundle, and one to ship. Then when I collected my new auto petter from the mail rewards, I put it inside PS to help with friendship game for his family. I didn't find any morels in the secret woods this morning, and I was worried about finding them at random, so I switched out some of the trees surrounding my mushroom logs to oak trees, and planted a whole load extra with fertilizer, because those are what I'll need to increase my chances of seeing quality morels on those logs once they've grown. It was probably quite late in the day for this, but I then planned to spend the afternoon making my way through the volcano, but I walked to the island out of muscle memory, and didn't bring a farm totem because I planned to pass out there. Just one kind of major problem. This isn't where the Volcano Dungeon is. Oh no, I actually have screwed myself here. No, wait, where is it? I needed to go to the desert. I'm stuck on the island for the day then. I made the most of it by clearing out the fruit and mushroom cave and socialising a little at the saloon for some unexpected checks. I got some magma geodes from Emily instead of the salad recipe, and I had an apricot for her mirror quest which paid me 25 gold ore, but then Gus literally dropped a bomb for hitting 4 archipelago hearts with him. Not that it seemed to bother anyone else. Willie sent me a solar panel instead of the chowder recipe, then Clint thanked me for this amethyst by setting off a bark trap. Could this guy get any worse? Wary of other potential lurking traps in my mail the next morning, I ignored the letter pile and headed to the desert to ask Robin for my final barn upgrade on my way to the volcano. Armed with a lucky lunch, my pickaxe, and no darkness trap, this time I was hopeful that I could make it to the top today. My pickaxe is still only the copper one though, and I did forget to bring much healing food besides what I just foraged, but that was the least of my problems. No! Slaying a 30th magma sprite brought on a time flies trap, so I instantly slept off the rest of this day and the whole of day 106. We awoke again on day 107, and I let myself have a moment to sulk. Then, in the spirit of not giving up, I wanted to just go back to the volcano again this day, but given it's been a few days, I thought I should probably harvest the crops in my greenhouse first, which included my first carrot. That carrot was from my only seed, so I put it in the seed maker so I could ship one and plant the other. Then it was back to the volcano to try again. I did remember more cactus fruits to heal me this time, but I forgot to bring any sort of buff food. When I got to floor 5, I fed the parrot to order a calico statue. I didn't really want it, just did it for the hint point. Then I had to ignore the dwarf whilst we still don't speak the same language, and carried on up the floors. The climb to floor 9 was relatively uneventful, and what was waiting for me on this floor's chest? Just a golden coconut. Suppose I still need them at the moment for the fossilized skulls. I reached the top of the volcano with plenty of time left in the day, where I claimed a couple of walnut checks and unlocked the gate at the entrance, and for those walnut checks I got some fiber seeds and a bark trap. Before opening the chest, I merged my lucky ring and my burglar ring at the forge, then in the chest where we usually get a prismatic shard, I got my entire bank balance obliterated. How much money did I have? 68,000 gold. Disgusting. To end the day on a better note, I paid the new parrot at the volcano bridge for a monster must to get another hint point, then came home to collect my mail. The reason I wanted to do this at the end of the day was because I knew that there was a freeze trap waiting for me for having shipped a peach, which will grind any day to a halt. I wanted to work on Jodie's friendship on day 108 and brought along gifts for her entire household. I need the fried calamari recipe from her so I can free Professor Snail, but then I was reminded that I need real hearts with her, not archipelago ones. That's what I used my next hint on. Just need to ship some energy tonic, which I can get from Harvey. It was supposed to be the last flower dance of the year, but I kind of forgot to bring a farm totem to the island, so we're stuck here for the day. I made the most of what I could, at a snail's pace, since Vincent covered us in slime earlier. Then I joined Sam and Seb in the treehouse to have a go at the Solarian Chronicles. It looks like they went all out with some cosplay this afternoon. Hopefully, I'm not getting slime everywhere. I chose the wizard for my character as I would in this sort of game. I'm always drawn to the magic. Then we ventured forth to defeat the terrible Dreadlord Zarth, who really did the job for us after his beam reflected off my shield and vaporized him. Wasn't impressed with getting a B rating for my performance though. Not much else to do here now besides pass out in the jungle. Then, on day 109, I brought Clint my next collection of geodes and boxes to smash open. In the boxes I got a couple of new books to read, the Stardew Valley Almanac which got me a chest, and a couple of triple shot espressos for reading the Book of Mysteries. I also had 3 new pieces for the museum, which gave me the Bear's Knowledge, the Fortune Teller TV channel, which is redundant with UI Info Suite, and the cookies recipe which I already cooked before. This one we found out might have been a bug, because I was able to buy it from the saloon a while back after viewing the cutscene with Evelyn, and I probably shouldn't have been able to obtain it early that way. I wanted to work on some new craftables on the farm today, leveling up farming by crafting a bomb, getting a charcoal kiln I don't need from crafting a slime egg press, and then I leveled up in Archaeology for finally completing that smelting request for my first copper bars since crafting my own regular furnace. So weird seeing this right at the end of a year. That's all I can do with those for now, so I headed out for a little gift spree, but then realised what time it was and ran off to Harvey's cabin hoping I might still be able to purchase some energy tonic today. I skipped the cutscene to see that he wasn't behind his counter, but I gave out some gifts in there for now, just hoping that he might return shortly. So glad I didn't just turn around and leave when I got there, because I also needed to buy a muscle remedy to ship which I forgot even existed. It was then back to playing Santa for the rest of the day, on what would usually be the day of the Winter Star. I promise that wasn't intentional. I didn't even realise this coincidence till I scripted the video, but when I got to Pierre's where I wanted to return the necklace to Abigail, I made the mistake of talking to Caroline first, and you don't have to physically give it to her for the quest to be completed. That farming level we gained earlier turned out to be the 5th, so I chose the tiller profession so I can later pick agriculturalist and grow my crops a bit quicker. Day 110, I confirmed I now had over 3 hearts with Jodie, so I could go visit her on Ginger Island. I found a dig spot when I got there which leveled me to 9 in archaeology, but it just nudged all my chests instead. I was pretty unbothered by this, knowing that I could now ask Jodie to set Professor Snail free. Then I came back home to tidy up the chests brought about the place, and bring the rest of my artifacts home after the prior day's geode opening spree. Checking which fossils I already had for the tent, I found I only had 1 snake vertebrae, so I brought a treasure totem to the island farm to dig for another. No luck on this first try, so I came back with the materials to make some more, but even after 3 whole treasure totems spawning 48 dig spots, I still couldn't find a single one. Certainly wasn't feeling the increased drops for them that 1.6 had brought. I was feeling pretty personally attacked and offended, to say the least. I cut my losses for the day. It was using too many of my precious materials, and I still had plenty of stuff for Clint to open anyway after all that digging. I was mainly after the fossilized skull, which I got a couple of, but I also got plenty to add to the museum, earning some more decent rewards and no traps at all. Once I got the rest of the fresh loot shipped or stored, I teleported to the island for the 3rd time today with a collection of gifts for the saloon goers, getting a couple of recipe rewards. And I fished at the dig site till I got the fossilized spine. Still not able to donate the fossils just yet till I open the specific mail for it, which won't arrive till tomorrow. Tomorrow then arrived, and I forgot to check my mailbox before making haste to the island. Wait, is that— oh, I need to collect it from my mail. I emptied out the mailbox and went to try again, this time bringing another treasure totem to use on the south beach. No, I missed some. Even wasting a few spots, the ribs I was looking for came easily, and actually I dug up 3 of them, so with the spares I can ship and put them on archaeology displays. I checked the cave on my way up to the tent to make sure the professor was indeed free, and fought the brain gremlins a bit who were trying to get me to just spend 1,000 gold to get on the boat back to the docks for no reason whatsoever. The brain gremlins won, and I was punished even further with the unskippable sailing cutscene. I just thought it would be funny, okay? All that to get back where we started. That's enough nonsense for now. I did eventually get into the field office and made my donations. The biggest of the displays is now complete, earning me a long overdue pickaxe upgrade, and I got the frog one done for another magic rock candy. Just 2 pieces to go already, the bat and the second snake vertebrae, and you do still get a couple of extra rewards for completing these too. Chat then helped me out with the island survey so I could collect another seafoam pudding and the wood path recipe. All those activities meant I didn't get to the travelling cart till the afternoon. Not that it mattered, she didn't bring anything I needed anyway. I did a lap of the forest collecting moss towards the future Statue of Blessings, which needs a whopping 333 of the stuff. Distant future, that is. I didn't get anywhere near enough today, but I did visit Krobus in the tower with a gift as I passed it, who burnt me for reaching 8 hearts. How very kind. I also had a batch of yams and stuff ready in my near-empty greenhouse, and a lot of the empty spots got replanted with fibre, having realised I'm going to need several stacks for various projects. And yes, it did slip my mind here that I could have just planted them outside without sprinklers, and could have saved the space for other crops. Then that night I got a reminder from May that it might be a good idea to check the secret woods again, just in case I find any morels. Given our previous luck, I wasn't holding out much hope. Oh, well there we go, 2 gold star morels. We have one more chance here. May saving our butt. So now I need just the sweet gemberry to grow. So glad I listened. Day 112, I planted 1 more rare seed in a hyperspeed grow spot. There are 2 plants with just a few days to go, so all going well they'll be ready a little into the new year, but I now need an extra for the raccoons. I was pleased to see my steel pickaxe amongst our last mail rewards of the year, grateful for some better boots too. Then I brought my tools to this gap in the fence near the town minecart for the new hidden book out here, which you need the steel upgrades of both tools to get to, but something wasn't quite right. Why are there 4 trash cans out here? Oh, because I need to ship them as well. There's so many. I thought at first that it was like this because I need a copy to read and a copy to ship, but this was apparently not supposed to happen. I was not supposed to get 6 copies here, and a theory for this we think was something to do with the nudge traps moving these as well, and then the game spawning a new one when it doesn't see the trash can in its usual spot. Just a theory though, I think. What's supposed to happen is that you find the usual 1 copy here, and then any extras you need you can then buy from the bookseller. Reading the first got me a few mystery boxes, and I did chip another for the check, but I just kept hold of the rest, not sure what to do with the illegal copies. Having recently accumulated a lot of Omni Geodes, I brought them to the desert to trade most of them for an extra 20 artifact troves, for the potential of a last-minute museum and archaeology display progress burst. I just got 2 new museum donations for some mediocre rewards, but it gave me enough hint points to ask where the next fishing rod upgrade might be, so I can equip magic bait for out-of-season fish. Crafting a stone brazier might look simple enough, but I've yet to find the crafting recipe. I'll likely need to save up for the hint for that one too. Seeing that I already had another ancient doll, I wanted to bring it to floor 100 of the mines to drop it in the water for one of the 1.6 Easter eggs. Unfortunately, I still haven't unlocked the elevator directly there, but I'm not changing my plans now, so I decided to fight my way down through the floors to get there. Despite the spiral floor 99 not being very kind to me, I did make it to floor 100 that evening, so I chucked the ancient doll into the water to get the faraway stone. Usually you'd want to bring this to the wizard's basement for the next part of the Easter egg, but this time I need to ship it. I carried on down to reach 105 for the first time, then raced back to the shipping bin to get anything else new in there, and tonight's shipping rewards won't really be that good, but before we drift off to sleep into the new year, we get to pick a new season. So in year 2, the next video, we'll be starting with fall. Not gonna lie, I couldn't possibly have predicted having another full year of a single season. Hit the like button if you think I'm cursed or something, or if you enjoyed the video. I'd appreciate that too. But as with last time, I enjoyed every single second of this ride. I'll be carrying on this playthrough all the way to perfection. Maybe I'll even try to get every single one of the over 2,000 checks on my save file. Who knows? A special thanks to everyone who's been enjoying seeing the live experience for this one, whether that was hanging out in the chat, having it on in the background, or enjoying the VODs afterwards. I streamed all of the gameplay, and the playlist of the VODs is linked in the description, with streaming and recording of Year 2 having already begun. I hope to see some of you in the future streams, and make sure you're subscribed with notifications on so you don't miss out on all the action of the new year. Thank you so much to my channel members, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!